I got out of Streamlabs. The game has started, by the way. We're 45 seconds in. I apologize for that crucial 45 seconds that you missed. I will describe to you that nothing has happened, so you didn't miss anything, so get over it. I'm just kidding. I love you guys. I miss you guys so much. I miss doing this so much. Goon Squad. Goon Squad. Brah, brah. Go Florida. Even though that's the worst thing I've ever said in my life. I've come to terms, I suppose, with the fact that, you know, Paulie Maurice and the gang, the bad boys of hockey, have really surprised me. I think that they've come a long way. I don't think that they've changed. I think that they're adapting because they are the bad boys, you know, the guys that are in the box all the time, and they're the dirty players and the greasy goal getters and the tough guys and they're kind of like a New Jersey Devils that can always just kind of work one in on you with no real, like, sophisticated play. It's just barbaric sometimes and borderline, like, illegal bullshit. Which is why they typically contract people straight out of jail or Kachuk brothers. Your Anthony DeClares and whatnots, you know? And then there's only enough of that on Edmonton to counter your Evander Kanes and your, what the fuck noise was that? Did you hear that? Snooze right by me. She's going to pop on in a second, I'm sure. How dumb. Okay, I got to get Dababudaba. Cancel. I got to... okay. I gotta put on the Twitchy, or I gotta go to Twitchy. Oh, that's a follower on Twitch. Dope. Don't threaten me with a good time. We'll stream together new. Oh, look at you. That's cute. Okay, got it. Man, there's just so many fucking things that you gotta go through. Boog Nobody followed me like 16 years ago, and now I lost a follower. I hope it wasn't Boog Nobody. Third-party events. No thanks. Nah, thanks. All right. So the setup's different. I was in here the other day just testing around with it, and I had my wireless on. It kind of sounded like garbage. I got to tinker with it a little bit, so until then, I'm just going to have to use this. What in the world is that fucking noise? Bro, it sounds like someone's, like, tipping over fuel drums right outside my fucking apartment. Unfortunately, I'm on the 4th floor, so that shouldn't be possible. Nothing's impossible, kids. Edmonton winning the Stanley Cup is the only thing that is impossible. I'm just kidding. They would definitely have to win this game, and I just don't see them doing it. I thought this one's going to be kind of a blowout, if nothing else, just like a last-ditch effort from Edmonton. And, if Florida can just keep them down and just stymie them like they did last game, it's over. I put in a bet for Edmonton to lose but cover the spread. So but I also had them over 5.5. I probably should have put another bet in that was covering that to make sure that I was under 5.5, because I think, it was like Oilers plus 1.5, over 5.5. And I'm like, cool, I could see this thing going to 6-5 in overtime. It's kind of what I want, because there's a way that you beat the Oilers, and then there's a way that you embarrass the Oilers, which could invigorate or trigger an adverse direction that you want to go on momentum and what have you. Like embarrass a team, you win 6-0, and then just whatever happens, lights a fire into their butts. Their coach goes in there, yells at them. I don't know, but something happens a lot of times that I see. It's kind of the same. It's not the same as a game, because like in a game, you have respect for each other. If you run the score up, you try not to do that. It's like a gentleman's unwritten rule. Like don't take advantage of a run up. And I won't try too hard to come back, but I will give you, a good shot at it. But if I don't get there, I'll secede from my aggressiveness to try and win, and I'll just try to get this game over so we can all go home, because you guys obviously won, right? It definitely depends on where that is in the game, but it's an unwritten rule. So that's during the season when everyone's like being handshaky and nice to each other. This is the finals where it's like you go and embarrass Edmonton now, and you better embarrass them in a way like 1-0 in a really tight game that could have went either way, because then they get like half the embarrassment as like losing 6-0, but they maintain like that. Hey man, we were really close, and like you just keep them on that edge of thinking that they could win, and that's when you lay it on them, they just get deflated the most, and that's when you want them deflated the most. You know, that's why they always say like teams with their backs up against the wall. Those are dangerous teams. You know, nothing to lose kind of thing. So you embarrass them here, and they got nothing to lose, and you know it's backs up against the wall already. You know, this game their backs are up against the wall. So I would really like to see 6-5 overtime and be like a deflation more than embarrassment, because the Panthers don't want to just straight up embarrass them, even though they will. They should. It was embarrassing the other day to watch the Oilers. So if there's viewers in here, I am paying attention to YouTube, and I'm mildly trying to pay attention to Twitch. Those are the only two I'm using, though. So if anybody who did want to come in and talk shit to me, feel free. If anybody want to talk about GME, definitely feel free. Going to the moon, baby. Going to the moon, baby. I'm one of those. I'm not a bag holder, although I may masquerade as one. I'm not a big-time stock trader, although I may masquerade as one. I'm not a big long position guy. I'm much more of a short seller, but I like to masquerade as a long position person. And in this case, I'm going to masquerade as a long and a short position person and make money off of both sides, because I'm swimming in your wake, bro. I'm totally swimming in your wake. I put out a meme. I don't know if I put it on my YouTubes. I'm not migrating my Reddit stuff from Reddit to YouTube too much. I'm more or less copying anything I see that's funny, and I put it on my YouTube every day. I'm getting better and better at it. My video formatting is getting pretty okay. Every once in a while, one of them drops the shorts. It's gotta be quantity over quality at this point, because there's to become partner on YouTube, which is my inspiration, if you may. You gotta get. It's some like ridiculous number that you have to get, like 15 million hours worth of views or something, or something ridiculous. I'm like, oh boy, I'm gonna be here for a while just to get to that point, and then you gotta maintain it. Then you gotta maintain it. I'm like, oh, that sounds even more fun. But yeah, so I'm pumping them out. But I think the more important feature that YouTube has but doesn't care about, which they probably shouldn't because it makes no money. That's why Reddit makes no money, technically. But I like using the new YouTube post feature, like just straight up posting like memes and shit. I went from like posting and trying to put like a bunch of like things, like funny comments, and then like a funny like thing, and then like tag or hashtag some shit. Now I'm just getting to the point where it's like if I'm sending them to my buddy or my wife, then why don't I just also I already like grab them and send them to like 5 different people in 5 different group chats or 5 different individual chats. I'm like, what's the harm in just going on YouTube and throwing it on there too, and then the world can see what I think is really funny that day. I am the one who's going down Reddit sorting by new for you, so that you don't have to see some of the effed up stuff that I see on a daily basis. It's a fucking zoo down there. So, you know. But if you subscribe to my YouTube now, the videos are a little choppy. The lives are coming back, but I had to resort all my shit, so now it's fine. We're getting there, right? But, you know, work in progress. And I think out of the posts that are the least considered valuable of YouTube, that's what I do the most. But I think that's the funniest contributor, because I don't like watching videos, and I'm not always in the mood to have like play. I'm rarely playing stuff on Reddit just because like I take off autoplay immediately. I'm rarely watching stuff like that unless I like really want to watch it and stuff, and it takes a lot out of me. Most of the time I just want to go down memes. I'm kidding when I say that. And Jiffies, I'm joking. Calm down. Everybody calm down. But yeah, and then like I don't even put stuff on them anymore. I just want my feed to just be a consistent thing where I don't have to read someone's comment. Sometimes I will post the top comment from Reddit on it, And that's a fun one. If the top comment on Reddit, because that's really what I'm opening them up for, and half the time I am laughing at whatever the meme is, but once you open Reddit and you see the top comment, that's where a lot of the comedy comes in, because that top comment is usually me. I'm usually a pretty top commenter, no big deal. I got a lot of karma on Reddit, MBD, but it's sometimes it's not, and a lot of times it's not actually, and I will always give credit to whomever it was and whatever they said. I don't like steal it. I don't say like, oh, I would never put like a meme. Who got a fucking penalty? 1350. We got Florida Panthers in the backs. Why did he look like he was coming out of the backs? Sam Bennett. Ouchie. Wait, who's going? Wait, who the fuck got tripped there? Why would Bennett be in the box if he got tripped? Anyways, that's hockey sometimes. My buddy's in this commercial. If you guys are watching at home, this Geico commercial. One of my mentors, one of my best friends doing stand up back in the day in Hollywood, North Hollywood specifically, at the Haha Cafe. Greg Wilson, one of the funniest guys I've ever met. He's fantastic. I think this is his second Geico commercial, national spot. It's been running like gangbusters on whatever the hell I'm watching, whatever this is on ABC or whatever, which is like, oh my god, the residuals from that are just fan-fucking-tastic. Yeah, I used to do stand-up comedy. I might do some now. I think I'm going to go back into it, actually. I made my fucking decision because now I have something to say. I never really had something to say. Or anything, especially I never had anything funny to say, right? And now I'm kind of like funny because I know what I'm talking about with the stonks and with like the memes, and like I can identify with this audience so much more that my resistance of being 25 and trying stand up and being like this little brash asshole who's on stage going, all right, isn't life hard? And people in the audience are like, what the fuck do you know? I'm like, nothing. I'm so sorry. But now, like, you know, now I identify, now I like, people see me as an adult almost. Like I hang out with some of these people that are just going through those stages at 25, and I identify with them so much more now than I ever did when I was 25. So I'm starting to get it, and I'm starting to see what they're saying, starting to see some of the troubles of the world. I've been taking a lot of Ubers lately, and man, are they the first like line of shit's going wrong in the United States to like air it out, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're always going to have employees fucking bitching. You're always going to have everybody bitching about everything. But, like, the salt of the earth. Like, when you see The Big Short. If you ever seen that movie, The Big Short. When you see The Big Short. Okay, Edmonton's on the power play. It's 13:50 or 13:45 now to go. And Edmonton's on. I guess Sam Bennett did get the 2 minutes for tripping. Even though all I saw was a guy straight leg and Bennett go over. Like, double over him. Which, to me, doesn't... I don't know. Maybe I'm blind, or I'm seeing the wrong team, or the wrong replay. You ever fucking cheer at the wrong replay in a bar, like real loud? You ever, you know what I'm saying? How do I pop this out with that? Oh shit, 100. No. Okay, please stop. Okay. Sign into chat. Oh no! You mother goose. You son of a goose. Somebody signed in now? I don't know. All right, hopefully my mic is good. I gotta put myself up there now. I'm looking at myself too much. That's what I do. Maybe I should chat or something. I am in the chat. I can be in the chat. Hello, everybody. Be heard. Come on. Where else do I have a screen up? Hold on. Roaring Kitty has not posted anything new. So you know. It's a good one. Could do that. I don't need that. I need Twanch up. Where the fuck? Ay. Oh, my boozy. Unstable. Unstable is my middle name. Why is my life unstable? What does that mean? Twitch inspector. Oh, I don't want to do that. Anywho, I'm not even watching the fucking. What? It says stable. Huh. Whatever. Liar. Mine says totally stable. Oh, jeez. Looks like Edmonton didn't do shit on that power play. Didn't even get a shot on goal. I don't even know if they got a shot on. Like a true. Because they're still at 0 shots. So that would just say to me that there was. Panthers penalty kill has killed 36 of the last 38. Oh my god. That is an incredible number. Wow. Wow. Wow, that is an incredible number. Even if you don't play hockey, that's a pretty incredible. Okay, I've got it so that I can see all of my chats. Not that anybody's chatting. I don't care. I do these videos so that I have little possibilities of saying something remotely funny, and then I'll take it and I'll fucking edit it, and I'll make it a short, and I'll send it out there, and no one will watch it there. But while I'm stealing shit, borrowing shit from Reddit, and putting it on, mixing it with, then it'll come out like, yeah, I mean, then it'll be like, oh, look at this. This is funny. This isn't funny, but I guess in order to see the funny, I gotta subscribe to this guy, and but at least give him something to see. You know what I'm saying? Gotta have an opener, bro. Right? Main acts. Oh shit! Y'all right? Ouchie, that looked like it hurt, man. Are you okay? How's your elbow, man? Hot diggity dog. That was a big crash, but I guess they're both fine. I don't know who it was. I think he's calling to come off the ice, the Panthers player. I still don't know who the fuck it was, but boy, did they come together pretty quick. Like, opposite direction. You know what I'm saying? Irregardless. Darnell Nurse is still on the bench, so that means that's good. I would imagine that. Come on, what the fuck is happening in this game, dude? Jeepers, creepers. Everyone's going for kneecaps. Nothing but kneecaps, man. Holy shit. Wow, did I know that? I saw that coming from Panther. Jesus, I gotta text my buddy. Nothing but kneecapping. Dirty on dirty. I like it. Just don't go for kneecaps, bro. That's just kind of fucked up, don't you think? Holy shit. Did you look at her books? Hold on. It is, man. Someone probably just got hurt. Who was it? Lustranian's going off hurt, man. This is why you don't go kneecap for kneecap. It's the finals, ladies and gentlemen. That was the third one. The guys, I think, just got out of the box for kneecapping, and now I told you that one shot looked like it was about the nastiest shit I ever seen. It was like going to kneecap, and then ended up the other one was going down, and the guy almost took his head off instead, trying to avoid him. It might be reviewed, so that means that there's a possibility that fuckhead gets tossed out the game. Who is the Panthers, or who's the... I don't know who that was, but I think they could very potentially just get kicked out of the fucking game, the entire game. Not a major 5-minute, like... He's got a 5-minute major, which is correct. But it's not a game misconduct. I do believe he's staying in. Oh my god, dude. He probably just fucking tore his ACL, you piece of shit. Fogle. Ugh. Warren Fogle, shame on you. Ugh. Wow, dude. What a fogey, soggy biscuit, dog shit play. Wow. Wow. I just can't of all, he's an old like veteran. I consider him a veteran player that just does not do shit like that. That is fucking that sucks. That stinks. Whatever. Go ahead. Now Florida. You know what's funny? I think I saw a meme or a Giphy, a Jiffy. I saw a GIF that I stole actually, and I sent to all my friends as if it was mine. I just use Canva. It's pretty easy because you just take them and then you put them in Canva, and Canva will make a GIF for you. So a GIF. So, it was Evander Kane though coming over and giving Matthew Tkachuk a cheap shot, and I don't even know if that was like in that game, the last game, because I don't remember it. And I thought I watched the whole game, but I was also had about 500 beers in me, so I haven't missed anything. But just doing that kind of shit and taking the game into your own hands and then ruining it for everybody else, and meanwhile pissing everyone off on the other team, reinvigorating them or whatever. Like, I had this idea that Florida's going to win, and I say Edmonton can eke out a win. Edmonton's so fast, they could put their thing on it, and I think that if they get the win, it's going to be Game 3 or Game 4. That little elbow, now I'm like, why? Why would I? If I'm the other team and I'm like, yo, we can give one up, whatever. Now, instead of saying we could give one up and we're still in good shape, now you're saying, fuck them, take everything. Take every bit that you can. I'm like, was it worth it? Was it worth it for one play to go leg on Louis Stranian? You basically could have ruined that guy's career. You look like an ass. Your team looks like assholes. And then you just pissed off the wrong team, who's the team that's beating you. If you're going to piss anybody off, please try and piss off a team that you're beating or that you can beat. When you get frustrated, when you're good and you do stuff like that, first of all, you don't have to do it as hard. So you don't have to be such a jerk. You can still get your point across without, taking a knee out or changing a guy's career. And then you can also still be a dick, but you're a better dick because it's like, I can win. Nah. Now, if you do it this way and you're losing and you stink, you're a sore loser. And guess what? Guess who fucking everyone knows is a sore loser? Guess who everyone has no doubt about is a sore loser? Evander Kane. Even his ex-girlfriend wife. Leave the keys to the green G-Wagon. Even she knows that Vander's a fucking cocksucker. Man, I can't wait until I'm sponsored for this and my advertisers hear me call Evander Kane a cocksucker. They'll probably dock my pay, threaten to take me off the air until they get 1,000 notes from viewers that say I'm awesome and I'm right. Leave the keys to the green G-Wagon. That's what he said to his girlfriend when he left her. He was like, get out, bitch. He was like, fuck you, hoe. And then she was like, good, whatever. And he was like, yeah, like, I got one last request. Leave the keys to the green. He made it very green G-Wagon. As if he must have a fucking rainbow of G-Wagons, which are all $180 some odd dollars each standard. That's cool. That's nice. That's fun. I like that. I like that. We still got 4 minutes to go in this power play. My bet's looking better and better every second. Over 5.5. Ugh, done deal. I don't know where these goals are coming from, but I had to double down. I lost $300 on betting above 5.5. Then I lost another 100 saying Oilers could come back but still lose the cover and go under 5.5. And then when that wasn't working, I put another 100 to say it would be like something even dumber that, I said they could surely get one goal under 5.5 and Panthers win so they could cover 2.5. And I put another 100 and the Oilers didn't score a single goal. I was like baffled. Just like befuddled, just other B words that mean confused. I was just like, holy shit. Oilers couldn't score a fargan goal, a single goal in desperation in the last 5 minutes of just throwing everything at it because you're just going to lose anyways. Darnell Nurse just gives up another one. You're like, man. Yeah, I was talking to, so Uber drivers, man, like, it just, like, I take a lot of Ubers, so, like, I was getting conversations with people, and generally, you can always tell when they're pissed off, you can tell when something's going on, you can tell when they're not getting paid, when rides aren't happening, when people are being jerks, whatever, you can always tell, but, like, lately, the conversation I've been having is how people are, like, all, like, moving in with each other, they're moving into to save money, like they're cohabitating, making terrible decisions about like who they're cohabitating with just because they have to, things like that. It's scary, man. It fucks with me, and I try to tell them about the GameStop thing, but not everybody knows. Not everybody has enough money to put into stocks or options or anything. But man, it's more of a strategy that you got to learn, and then you just like people want to apply stupid individual strategies depending on a company's value or their volatility. My strategy is fine tuned to where you can do it to every company. You just fine tune the this and the this. And then volatility's on your side. Like most people are terrified because volatility. Edmonton just scored. There we go. All right. I kid. I juggle with you. It looks good. Looking good. I like it. I like. They just went from a 5-minute major to 4-on-4 to 8 minutes 43. Matthias Ekholm. That's an easy one. On their first shot of the game. They're batting 1,000 on shots. Goal conversion. I'm gonna fix my camera because now I'm looking over here too much, and I'm gonna be like, and you're like, what is he fucking looking at? I'm like, me. Oh, Panthers. Silly gooses. You bunch of silly gooses. You bunch of silly gooses. See, now I can look here because I am trying to look at myself, which I can see myself, and I want to make sure my mic is always going, right? So like now I can see my mic's right there, and I can kind of see my hat, and it reminds me, hey man, don't be looking at yourself too much. But what's up? Hey, what happened? He didn't score? Oh, you butthole. So I put $200 down. This is called a double down. This is the correct double down. You know, out of the law of averages of what teams should score and blah, 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 blah. No way. Brandon, you got to make those, buddy. I need you. Watch it end 6-5, but Oilers win. Oh boy. Oh, you don't want to see me stream after that. That's just going to be a whole lot of drinking and yelling. What did you just do? Who taught you that play, or who taught 42 not to know what that play meant? Because you just left it behind, and 42 is like, oh shit, and then all of a sudden Edmonton had it, and you're like, did you guys practice that? When did you practice that? Maybe you should tweak it a little bit. Oich! Come on, man. There's one here. You got to net it. Come on, you need it. He's gloving it. Good. Take possession. Eke possession, earn possession, keep possession, take control of possession, win the face-off, give them hell. Be aggressive, B-E, aggressive, be aggressive, B-E, oh, aggressive. Oh, jeez. Okay, so, yeah, the GME thing, I try to explain it to him, like anybody I come into contact with who's having a hard time, and I'm like, you getting the GME stocks? And I'm like, I can't afford it. I'm like, yeah, me neither. So that's why I do like options trading. They're like, I don't know what that is. I'm like, yeah. But like the way that I worked out this strategy is exactly, it's him. It's the Roaring Kitty. It's like if you are really interested in Roaring Kitty, the last thing you want to do is just go and do what he does and then like dip out, or risk not doing it fast enough and then being a bag holder like the people that are still sitting around from 3 years ago that still own the stock. Come on, Edmonton. I would love you going up 2-0. That would be fan-fucking-tastic. That would be that would be get it. Pressure's good too. I like pressure. Yeah, the strategy is not so much of it's not so much of like one-to-one which stock would do this or that, or like you'd have to listen to me. Like I give you the strategy and you just fucking do it. And then just understand that you're given the strategy, you're given the formula, you're given the ingredients, but that doesn't mean that you just have a cake, buddy. You still got to bake it. You still got to know what you're doing. You still got to have confidence in yourself, and especially when you're dealing with money, You know, all of a sudden now I give you all these ingredients and you can make one cake. Can you make 10 cakes and sell them and make them not go bad? No, you know what I mean? I can lead you there, and this strategy is so easy to follow and pay attention and to apply. But when it comes down to it in the money, it's like you could take in practice, you know, Kobe Bryant even. He can make 99.99% of free throws or three-pointers in practice. He knows exactly how to do it. He's done it a million times, but it's, in the real game, it's completely different. And he was one of the only people that would prove that he had the nerves to take care of something like that in every situation, no matter what. And that's why he was the greatest ever. That's why Roaring Kitty is the greatest ever. He's the GOAT. He doesn't have to continue to trade like Hathaway to convince people that he knows what he's talking about with stocks. He just did the biggest move against the biggest dummies in the world and basically kind of reverse engineered the 2008 housing crisis and then turned it on them. When I was talking about the movie Big Short, what's funny is I'm in all of these chat rooms now and I'm talking about the stocks and whatnot, and they're picking on me because there's so many more naysayers than there are like good people. And what's funny to say is like, just like Michael Berry in The Big Short, you want people now. If you're making decisions and you're saying this and that, if you go to your friends and you say if I told you a strategy and you were like, oh, I don't know if I should apply it, but let me ask some people that I know with some money and that deal with this stuff. And you go, this guy is an idiot. He's on YouTube and he's probably giving people bum advice. He says that you should do this when a stock is this, and then that when a stock is this, and then change the expiration and change the strike down, and then do basically a mock rollover, and roll down when roll up when you're losing, roll down when you're winning. But if you know you're gonna win and lose, you can do both. So that's what he says, and then your friend's gonna be like, he doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. He sounds like a crazy lunatic. That's how you know I'm right. 100%. People who have been doing it for 30 years will tell me you're fucking crazy, you're stupid, you're gonna lose all your money, and you're wrong. And I'm like, good. Thank you for reaffirming what I already knew. Thank you for reaffirming that you're so fucking wrong because you're such a tiny marginal bitch that I am absolutely 100% right. And I might be doing this play. I always preface that I'm doing it with GME. I'm doing it with the sector. I'm doing it with the ones that GME's holding up. GME is holding up the entire sector. That's why it's scary, because it's one pillar. I've explained pillars before. Pillars are in my last video. That's where I explained 4 pillars are better than one. When you look at a chessboard, you start with 2 pillars. They got 2 pillars. One pillar goes down, which is the whole thing, and it's kind of fucked, right? If you play chess, I just learned how to play chess yesterday. I am not kidding. I just learned how to play chess yesterday. I've always known how to play chess, but I never applied it. I never cared enough to take the game seriously. I went over to my buddy's house and he was playing with a friend. I've never watched 2 people play chess in real life. I thought it was fascinating. So I sat down with one of them and I actually played him and I did all right. You know, he knew what he was doing. He knew how to set traps and stuff like forks, blah, blah, blah. I don't know any of that shit. I just knew that, I have to protect with my pawns, but they have limited things, but they have power in numbers. I have to bring my cavalry with any attack. I have to focus an attack from a quadrant, not from both standpoints. I have to play equally defense as I do have to play offense, and I can't completely make it an offensive game the entire time. I need to follow his offensive pattern, and if he's starting to chase me down, I need to build him into a trap first. There's a lot of things that go with it that I am fascinated to learn. I literally, the next day, today, I went and I bought a chessboard, so that's coming tomorrow. A nice one. Pretty good one. Middle of the road, $50. It's not like a tournament one, but it'll do. That'll do, pig. That'll do. So I can't wait to play that against myself. I went online and I did the chess and the lie chess or lit chess, whatever, the apps and all that stuff. Not a big fan, because I'm learning and it's not. I don't want someone to tell me what technically is the best move. I don't want someone to tell me technically, I don't know. I want to figure it out for myself, like I am with everything else. Like I was with stocks. Stocks, to bring you up to speed on my background on stocks, is that Reddit, I didn't own a single stock of anything. No, I really didn't. You could say that I had some holdings in some stocks way back when I had a 401k, but I divested that a really long fucking time ago. So this little fucking shirtless kid's a fucking idiot, dude. He's just a fucking circus now. They wanted him to be a circus, and now he is. And he's gonna be like that Suns guy. Only that Suns guy like punched somebody in the face and got famous, and like people were cool with him for like a year. Now you don't hear about him. He can get back and go to his job and chill out. This kid's gonna become a little asshole thinking he could recreate that, and it might not be so fun. It'd be like the kid from fucking the new Star Wars movies, Jake, whatever his name is. Didn't work out so great. So Reddit was my first like actual stock that I was given through a pre-IPO direct share program, which is the one they just did in March. So I was part of that because I'm a major contributor for Reddit. So thank you, Reddit. I really appreciate that. I will sign your little release form that says that all of my material I've given you to grow for the last 15 years is now yours. That's fine. That's fine. You give me a direct share program, we're even, I guess. I've made like 20 grand for my contributions so far, and if you ask me seriously about my contributions, I should probably get about $450,000 for what I've put in. But we'll get there. You know, it's like an inverse. I worked for them for 10 years for free, and then now I'm getting paid basically to do it, but I'm getting paid in stock. I'm okay with that. I'm fucking great with that. Not a problem. So when they did that in March, I thought it behooves myself to maybe learn what the fuck I'm doing. They never took an interest in it because I'm like, I don't care. I don't care what businesses lie about. I don't care what CEOs are completely full of shit about. I don't care about reading. I fucking hate reading. I used to work for a company once that was, it wasn't a very long job, but I used to work for a company that was like selling press releases for companies. And they were basically like turning press releases into videos. So we were selling video space for these CEOs to come on, and we're like, hey, why would you want to do a boring investor talk or a boring press release when you can do a video where you kind of forecast out and you kind of tell them what's going on? Pretty much like a video earnings call. I remember talking to some of these guys and just being like, bleh. reading their, you know, once we got them signed on. Once we signed them up and we had them on a package and the video thing, we had a studio and everything. So like once we had them signed on, they would send us all their information and we would try to make the most boring shit more not boring, more entertaining, right? And there's just only so much you can do with like a paper company, Michael Scott. You know, like I'm reading your press release and I'm like, but I never even cared to pay attention. I should have. I wish I would have known this like a million years ago. But anyways, Reddit March direct share program. I get in for like 25,000. I cash out all my crypto. It was right before the halving. I think that was planned. It was a good idea. I was ready to get out of there, and yeah, I'd been watching my coin forever, just kind of be like, bleh. I'm like, so pull that out. I put it into Reddit. Reddit's doing great. It's up. Whatever it is, 78% or 80% on the year, which is fantastic. And then so the GameStop thing is funny because when I was cashing out my crypto and I was putting in like 10 grand of my own, like cash, cold hard cash, 15 actually. Anyways, we'll talk about that later. You don't need to know my finances. You don't know me. So after I do that, though, I do put the cash and I put the other thing in there. And so you can imagine the hard time I had convincing my wife that this is a good idea. I said, it's a great idea. And she agreed. But she's like, you know, it's going to take forever for the thing to get up. And I'm like, yeah, we'll see. And she says, you know, it was some hard convincing, taking out crypto. And, you know, it was just like, it wasn't easy. It was not fucking easy. So anyways, I'm like telling her I'll learn how to do it and I'll figure it out. And I'm like, I picked up some cards, bro, right? Like, I picked these up, and I was like, and I got the books. I was like, I'll learn this shit, I swear to God. So I start reading it, I'm like, like anybody would be. I'm like, bleh. Florida's going on a power play 46 seconds ago in the first period. I need another beer. Ugh. They get warm fast in here. It's warm in this room. I'm in Florida. It's 800,000 degrees outside, and therefore a 799,000 in this room. Evan Bouchard, Mr. Penalty Killer, too. That's no bueno. Ow, my boozy. Make it hurt. Even if you don't, like, get a goal here, Florida, you know you got to get one in the first minute of the second period, right? That's just a no-brainer, right? No-brainer. Oh, man. Come on, man. So I get into Reddit, and I remember telling my wife, like, you don't know, this thing could be like the GME stock. I remember it was so funny in February. I was like having meltdowns and telling her, like, don't worry about the money. Like, I took this out and I have to do it. It could happen. It could pop. I got to be there. And so hold, please. What are you guys doing? Just someone take a shot, man. That's out, so it's not scoring. They're not going to score. When I started looking at that and joking around, then I put my money in, and now I'm watching my money, and I'm like, oh shit, I could probably like make some deals. And the whole way, because I have over 25,000 in my account, they automatically gave me a Power E-Trade account, and then they spiced it up by giving me like 50 cents on each trade, which is like a saving of 19 cents per trade, which it fucking adds up, especially when you're buying multiple contracts. So they give me all that, and I was like, the first period's over, there was no score. The Panthers will start the second period with a minute 20 on the power play, minute 18. I'm going to go get some beers, but I am going to finish this thought. So that's when I started buying the books and doing whatever. Once I bought the book, I was looking at it. It's a lot of information, but it's mostly like, I did SIE first. So SIE is the Security Exchange, whatever. It's mostly like remembering definitions and stuff, and I'm like, ugh. Like, I could do that all day, easily, all day. It's ridiculous how much repetitive pattern garbage I can remember. I made staff sergeant in one try, no big deal. What up? Anybody knows what that means? Shut up. I don't want to talk to you. Snoo, do you have something to say? Would you like to say something too? Snoo has nothing to say. Come here, Snoo. Come here, baby. What are you doing over there? The people at home want to see you, but it can't be for too long because I gotta go get a beer. Okay, come on, Baba. What you doing? Why are you being so stinky? That's little Snoo. Snoo for the first time, ladies and gentlemen. My little Snoo. Chipoochies. Who's this stinky girl? Who's this stinky girl taking a big old nap after her big old dinner? Huh? Is that you? This is Snoo. Snoo is named after the Reddit mascot, Snoo. We bought her the same weekend we bought Reddit stock, as a matter of fact. She is a mini schnauzer, and she is now almost 5 months old. And she's the cutest thing ever, the most stubborn thing ever. And yeah, that's about it, right? She's so cute. She's so sweet, but she's just a little hard-headed beast. Oochie goochies. Ow, bow, bow, bow. Ow, bow, bow, bow. Do you want to do your yawn? If you could do your yawn, it'd be really cute. She's still so tiny, and when she does this little yawn, she does a little you know, like that little back up on and it, like, it's probably like, I don't know, the cutest fucking thing I've ever seen in my entire life. So anyways, we're going to take a mini break. I'm going to take a mini break because I'm going to go get a libation or two. Second period starts in 15 minutes. I will be back at like 5. I might go puff a little puff, but I will let me try and get this over here so that I can put my BRB on. I don't think I have any music, so deal with that. YouTube, Reddit. Don't let me forget which one I was on. YouTube, Reddit. Okay. What is this? What is this looking like? Nope. That's terrible. What in the world? Don't I have a break? BRB. Okay, there we go. All right. Don't pay attention to any of those socials. Not that you would. BRB. I'll let you out, baby. I got you, baby. fucking crazy. Crazy. Lightning strike. Lightning horn. Pure head. Yeah, boy. I'm gonna fucking invent a beer and just call it Pure Head. Yeah, boy. And people be like, it's not even, it's a beer, so it doesn't have head. And I'm like, drink it and you might get some head. Ah, shit, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Oh, God, that neon knee fucking... Ugh. They keep showing that fogey little Fogel and then asking Charles Barkley's opinion on it for some fucking reason. Golly, man. Not only is that guy just a degenerate gambler, he's the worst fucking actor of all time. Not that he acts in a ton of stuff, but just like everything, ugh. Seeing these three dudes stand next to him, though, is pretty fucking funny. In his two-tone garbage shirt that's like, nobody wears that shit no more. Come on, Charles. How much money you got? You wearing that dog shit? You're an idiot. Anyways, good for him. He's a nice guy. Speaking of betting, mine looks terrible. I need like 2-3 Panthers goals. Or a 2-2. A 2-2 in the third. Going into the third would be cool. I could take that. But if it's fucking 2-1 going into the third, I'm fucking toast. I'm toast on that over 5.5, and I should switch it, but I've already lost 300. This was my hedge to get back. I don't even like. I wish and the funny thing is that at any point, if I was smart enough, or I didn't lose the first couple hundred, like if I would have only lost the last 100 because I would have waited instead of fucking being so eager to get a bet in. I usually wait until I can at least see what the teams look like in front of each other. And I said to myself, like, bro, you make the most money being able to hedge that bet after the fact. So, just put in the bet and then have it ready to go if the adverse effect is happening. I kept focusing on the adverse effect being like Oilers beating the Panthers, or it looking like Oilers could beat the Panthers. And I kept thinking like, on the line of like, I went too inverse, I guess. I should have fucking mapped that out better. But if I knew any better, and I placed only that one losing bet that was late in the third period, I think I put it in. If I only lost that 100, I'd still have 200 to gamble on, and I would take the Panthers to beat the Oilers. I would still take the Oilers to cover the spread. Obviously, that'd be a great bet right now, but I would take the under now. And then that would kind of hedge it with stronger consensus on the Panthers winning. So it'd be like more of a risk here, because this would also be the best bet to take during the game, would be to take the Panthers to come back. Everybody's got a good feeling that the Panthers will be back, including me. And then that's the best time. Like I said, I think yesterday or the other day when I made those first initial bets, I said something like, what did I say? I was like, why don't you watch the game and see what happens? Because if the Oilers go up by 2, I'd love to have that juicy-ass live bet at the Panthers, like minus 400, minus 300. I would take that all day for them to come back and win. And I remember my brain telling my brain itself, like, no, that's not going to happen, because the Oilers are not going up by 2, because they're not going to fucking win, because they're not going to be in control of this game whatsoever. And then that's exactly what happened. I was protecting, but I wasn't putting money on the protection, and that's the stupid thing. That's being a terrible gambler, which I was. Now I'm in trouble. I'm trying to dig myself out of a hole, but I walked in saying I could lose 500, and that's where I'm at. I could lose 500. I'd be very satisfied. If I would have had to put 500 on this bet to break even, that would have sucked. On top of the 300 I already spent, now you're talking 800 and you don't know, and then it cancels and now you lost 800. Nah, I wasn't happy with that. I would be fucking furious about that. But me going into the second period with a score where it's at, which I'm not happy about, but I'm not like fucking dying. I know that I have to concede that bet that I could have made if I didn't. I know it's a pain in the ass. If I could make that bet right now, I'd love to make that bet. the same one I made the other day. But hopefully the same bet I made the other day that would have catered to this is exactly the bet that would have been good, because I was like 2/3 bad on that one, or like 1/3 bad on that one, and there was no way to get out of it, right? But like maybe by keeping it consistent, the 1/3 bad on the loser today will be the one that I, being consistent, was the winner. If that makes any sense. Man, some people, they want your fucking money, and some people will trade you for your money. Pretty decent fair trade. And some people will try and rob you fucking blind. And in Florida, I've never run into more people who are trying to rob me blind. I ran into a couple in Vegas. I've never run into one in Chicago. Not a single person. And I was there, obviously, most of my life. 25 years of my life is dedicated to that city of Chicago. I know a ton of people that tried to scam me in LA, but it was so fake that you're like, whatever. Like, does this work? Over there, it's more like a girl's trying to bang you, or a guy's trying to bang you, or trying to move into your space, or tell you they're a producer and to impress you. Over, in Chicago, it's nothing. We're real people who can tell each other apart, so we don't fuck with each other. And then down here in Florida, it's like, who can I fucking scam? Who can I scam? And you're like, if you just like focus half of that energy that you need to fucking put into scamming and lying and keeping an act up for like years, if you put like being a bad landlord, these and that, they take years to be fucking. What if you took half that energy and just put it into legitimate business? You might be successful, but no, you're just a jagoff that wants handouts, and then because nothing's ever worked out for you, you think as long as someone gives you enough money, the next thing will work out. So you have no problem taking somebody's money, convincing yourself some bullshit, showing them some dog shit that they don't understand, so they can't fucking decide one way or another. Give them the pity speech, give them the pity everything, and then take their money and fucking give it an honest try. But it was never gonna win from the beginning, right? And then I come down here and I got scammed once. I got $1,200 taken off of me from a friend of like 3 weeks who needed it to cover rent, and like proceeded to be an asshole like the day afterwards after I gave it to him. And then all of a sudden I wasn't getting it back. Like, you whatever, dude. You want to be a bitch, dude. Fuck your money, dude. I'm like, wow, okay. Funny thing is, I'm a lot better off than that, and the $1,200 was easily a decider to see who the fuck you were. I had the utmost confidence because I really did like you, but at the end of the day, you could have scammed me for like $250,000 because of how much I liked you. I got off so fucking light, like that kid in, like Collosional and fucking Bronx Tale, when he fucking stops him. Sonny stops him and he's like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "You owes me fucking $20." He's like, you paid $20 so you never have to see that fucking kid again. I'm like, yeah, $1,200 so I don't get scammed $250 in a year, Anyways, then I'm on this new thing where I'm getting fucking asked for things over here, and it's like, oh, investment of a lifetime, and you're like, let me see the books, and they're like, well, things are messed up right now, so like that's why we're getting this whole reinvestment thing, and she's getting robbed, and this is that, and I'm like, okay, let me see the fucking books. I will fucking ledger your books, and I will tell you if this is a good investment. You will tell me how much you're investing or divesting or equitying, and I will tell you if that's a fucking good idea or not. And then if I tell you it's a bad idea and you convince me otherwise, okay, I'll make the decision then. If I tell you it's a bad idea and then you try to convince me otherwise and I see right through it and I tell you that's the dumbest fucking thing I ever heard, that you're buying depreciative assets that are depreciating faster than you could pay for them because you're not factoring the fact that you have to store them, you have to pay someone to watch the storage, you have to do this, security, blah, 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 blah. Your fucking costs and your spend are just way too wide of a margin. And especially when it comes down to your revenue is not really meeting expectations. It's like there's only so many things you can do to add equity to a company, right? That's why GameStop is so not only interesting, but so true, because all of these people involve risk. These financial institutions, these people, these big brokerages, these firms, these ETFs, EFTs, whatever, retail investors, all this stuff, big banks, all this stuff. They're all investing, right? So if you're invested, like when you have risk, that means like I own a bunch of fucking veterinary clinics and I pay brick and mortar, like GameStop. GameStop's dog shit. They got 6 million brick and mortar locations, and they got to pay rent and they got to pay bills, and they're not doing enough sales. We get it. They're down 34 million. They're down 34 million. Oh no. And that number's counting because rent. You don't just pay rent and then you're done, right? So essentially, when you put it like that, a bank can be a bank in an option or a bank on a stock, but it is like an option is a stock, but like a bank on an option where they're actively charging interest on it versus a stock. Like a stock is just making money or it's not. And it's intrinsically based on how much is buying or being sold of it, right? That's where your volatility will fuck with you. That's where blah, 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 blah. I'm not going to teach that part. That's too easy. Once you get into the non-volatility of a stock that looks like it's volatile, that's when it's fun. The fake fear, because of the interest and because of the time, they can squeeze on a stock to devalue it because it doesn't have enough time to meet what it's expected to make. If you price target something with your earnings call with this or with that, you now have to make up anything that you lose double, twice, tenfold, whatever. If you make tenfold and you pay it to your CEOs and bonuses and your dog, a new doghouse, crystal fucking doghouse out of those profits in any way, shape, or form, you don't have to make that up necessarily, but to get back to where you are and not keep losing, you have to at least make up that plus like 12.5%, which is, you start getting into micro values of those things where you're giving 5 million to your CEO, you're giving 2.5 to your CFO for them to stay. The other one already makes enough money per year, doesn't want any more shares, but they want a raise in equity or who knows? It could be anything. A fucking girl who makes $14 an hour for you could slip and fall at the workplace, and you could have to pay her workers' comp, and that's eating into your nut, right? Or your CEO can be a jerk off and say, give me a bonus based on garbage, and I'm never gonna make that money up to you, but please give me a bonus, and I'm gonna go spend it on my wife. Well, that bonus has to come out of somewhere, and you better hope it's coming out of the excess equity. And even when it's coming out of the excess equity, it still has to pay for itself in the long run. When the next earnings call comes, we got to make up for Boss's yacht that we gave him $2.5 million for some reason. We have to make up that 2.5 million we gave him because we divested stock to give it to him. Then we have to make up 2.5 million on top of that. So it's not 2.5, it's 5 million now just to get back to even. And then we need another 12.5% on top of that whole number so that we can make some fucking money. And then we're fine. But golly, that took a long time just to give the fucking boss a fun toy. But a good boss will fucking forego the yacht. Maybe he'll take a boat instead, Maybe I don't need a $1.7 million super yacht. Maybe I can make do with an $80,000 okay one. An okay, decent boat, right? 80,000 is still gonna come out, but it's gonna obviously be easier. Like in those terms, you give a CEO $2.5 million, and like, bro, I don't know how many locations I have, but I know they're not making money, and I know that the bills are piling up, and they're more than the money they were making. So can you explain to me how we're gonna make that up? Because we're already not making up rent, but somehow, like your boyfriend tells you in the morning that he might not be able to come up with rent coming up for $1,000, but then he drives home in the afternoon, still tells you can't pay the rent, but he's in a new fucking Challenger, and he put $2,000 down. You're like, see what I'm saying? That's why I don't need a report to tell me if you're a scumbag and you're lying. You're like, well, he earned it, he made money. I'm like, okay. But that's why GME's CEO is not giving himself huge bonuses. And if he is, he's keeping it, meager, or he's reinvesting it into the stock. The best thing is that's what he is too. He is not threatening to pull the rug and just stay out. He's going to reinvest it no matter what. Whether or not he reinvests it into equity into the company, meaning more he buys more stock. Because if he buys the stock, it does the same thing for it, right? But he's buying it outright. So it's not being leaned on. He has no interest on it, right? It's that both ways. So if he just buys the stock outright, he would be like majority stake owner. Because he pretty much just bought 40 million and now he's going to buy 75 million. He netted him 900 million on 40 million. He's going to net him 1.7 billion on 75 million issued. Once he makes that 1.7, what he does is he cancels out a bunch by reinvesting the excess equity, because he can take 100 million for himself, but then he'd reinvest the 1.6 back into GameStop. And if it was me, I would margin off how many shares I would buy versus how many calls I would buy for more future gains, because once he does it again, he can just do it again and again, and that's how he can get it up to 350. And then the deal's off, because now it gets into the territory where you got to buy too high and it's just not working out for you. And then slowly the time decay will take care of the rest, and the market will be whole again. But I hope he has his fun until it's 420.69. I think he did 355 last time. That was his mark on the last time he ran this through. I just don't remember what the stock was then. As I was mentioning before, or I mentioned in another video, I was mentioning before, like I grabbed the things, the books, and the why is Edmonton now on the power play? 18:20 to go in the second. Edmonton's back on the power play. This is one of those I'm kind of like, I don't want Edmonton to score again now, but I mean, I'll take it, I guess. This is gonna be a low. Fuck. This is gonna be a low-scoring game. I fucked up. I fucked up real bad. When I picked up the book and I learned all about this stuff, it was like second nature to me. I did used to gamble before, so I did have a leg up. I've always been good with numbers, so I had a leg up. It was still though so convoluted. I remember the first like week or two. It took me about 3 weeks to pick up a Series 7 book. And it was so convoluted, and they use so many terms that are repetitive, and they apply to so many different things like that are the same, and it's confusing on purpose, you know, like Ryan Gosling says in The Big Short. I was always fascinated by Michael Lewis is one of my favorite authors turned movie maker. I don't read his books terribly, but I do like the movies that they're based off of. Moneyball, Big Short, things of that nature. It's always fascinated me, always been cool, but like the dorkiness of it was just, I'm not a big enough dork. But then once I did take a fucking view because I was vested, it's the same way that if you are going to start it, I do recommend, like I told my wife, she's getting into it too, and she's doing great. She just watched her Apple get such great news today, and that's one of those companies, S&P 500, that you just, it's S&P 10, that you don't see big horseshit divestment in that company, or if you do, it goes right back up. So there's just no risk involved, really. And then every time that they're doing big new news, she's just cranking, and doing great with money. So she's loving her stocks, and she's being super duper conservative, but still raking in about $200, $300 a week. I'm doing mine and probably raking about $1,500 a week when everything's said and done, hopefully at the end of this week. I would say next Wednesday. He's going to get Fed called on Wednesday, and then he has to pay up or have the funds in his account by Thursday, or they will exercise him early. He has until Wednesday of next week, close of business, to push the button. And at that point, it's my speculative belief, my horseshit knowledge of 2 weeks of doing this, that the ceiling will be 5150, if not higher, and the basement would be 24, which it hit today. So it makes sense that we pulled it down as far as we could go today, 24, and then you could take another, if you bought in, was the key to buy in at 24, which I bought in at like 28 like an idiot, but I didn't want to wait. So once you buy that, and then you 24, take 12.5% off of 24 in addition as cautionary risk loss which you're also comfortable with completely. But like you're gonna watch your accounts, especially if obviously multiples or multiple contracts or a lot of fucking money involved in there. My YOLOs, like I only have literally $200 invested in GME. I know, such a big talker, but you got $200 like a baller. Well, they're far out call options that I turned 2 of them last week into $900 overnight, and then I cashed them out and I bought 10 stocks outright, and I bought another call for another far out, but I just bought one at a higher price, and now that higher price it lost a little bit, but it's maintained the entire time, and now it's at the basement to where everything else is going to be profit. I could have fine-tuned it a little bit. It was my first trade, or my second trade on figuring out what was going on. My first trade was like, this is too easy, right? So I put it in and it worked, and I was like, seriously? That was way too easy. So when I did the second one, I was like, okay, let me just go protect this asset just to make sure. And I did, and I protected it correctly. So I'm like, okay. And then I watched it go down, and I'm like, all right, so my basement's 24. So I kind of like cautionarily stuck to my basis, watched it do what I thought it was going to do, and then now protectively, I won't be so protective next time. So now, like, I just kind of mitigated risk for me by just making a couple smart plays, because I don't want to keep coming back from, 2 steps forward, 1 step back, or 3 steps forward, 1 step back. That's where I'm at right now. 3 steps forward, 1 step back. Now, moving on, I want to edge out my worry that made me buy one call for 600 down to waiting until it goes back down to that 24, which back at 51.50, I'll do the basis again, because he'll either I should do the math on what it would be like if he divested and reinvested on $1.6 billion, or if he bought stock, what the best idea would be and what the best strategy would be, because that's what I would do. But if I could see that and that's what he's going to do, then I could be able to tell the next echelon also. And fuck it. I don't know, because I got to see the general. Like, just the same way he has to see the general population to see what they do. Don't make me push it. Don't make me. I got it right there. And he pulls up the HTML code and he's like, don't make me push that button. What he meant by that is he's trying to tell you that at any moment he can make that money up and we're done. But if the American public and the institutionals wake up, they have a little bit of time to where they can cover that. And I don't mean buying puts. I mean, like, cover it like they can get their own calls in. They could say, oh, if he does do that, this is what will happen. Our other ones will expire. But, if you're smart and you have the money and you have the capital to burn, that's what, even institutionals should be doing that. You know what I mean? So when he says, I'll do it. He's talking to the institutionals, but he's really talking to us, because we're the ones that make up the big difference, right? So institutionals, when you talk about 1.6 billion being added to a stock overnight, that's a big number, big spread, big margin. $15 minutes and it's still 1-0. I'm losing a lot of money by the second. Panthers are losing to Edmonton 1-0. Edmonton has 4 shots. Florida has 14 shots. Anyways, so the joke is that if he presses the button, he pays for it all. Institutions are going to bet against him, and we're going to bet against ourselves. And other smart institutions are going to bet with him. And then basically we can make up whatever he wouldn't have to. Like, he can, but he doesn't have to. It's almost like take someone out for, an ice cream sundae, and you got to pay for either both, or you pay for only yours, or you pay for none, which is weird, but that's not how this is working. But if you pay for, what my suggestion is that you don't pay for both, you pay for one, and then you charge by the ingredient of the next one. So, like, I will pay for the ice cream, but I won't pay for the sprinkles and the cherry and the whipped cream, right? Every time that you add whipped cream or cherry, you need to pay for that. I know it's a weird situation that you would never put someone in, but just imagine that with this company, is that like that's what you're saying. And if you reference it back to The Big Short, you'll understand what I'm saying. He can buy the whole thing, but he says, "Hey, I want you to margin off and pay for the cherry and the sprinkles, and then I'll give you the rest of the sundae. I'll give you the whipped cream and the ice cream. The ice cream is the equity. Ice cream's the $1.6 billion whittled down as far as possible to where he only has to spend because he can cash out whatever we give him. He can divest, reinvest, and whatever we've given him, he doesn't have to reinvest to hurt the bottom dollar of the stock, or you know what I mean, or hurt his bottom dollar. I'm sorry, his bottom dollar is I make X amount of dollars, and that's fine, 1.6 billion, and I reinvested. I'm still worth 1.6 billion, but I pocketed 100 million. Right? That's his thing. He would much rather pocket 700 million and then have us invest the other whatever that is. That would be 1 billion if we could do that, But at 75 million shares, and then we got people competing with us. We have institutionals competing with us. It would cost us so much to try and do that for him. But we can try and do our best. That's why Apes Strong Together. We can push this line for him. We can buy up a lot of it that he doesn't have to, and then it's gonna be money in his pocket. But if we don't, he doesn't care because he can just press that button and it's gone anyways. He can if we do a pretty decent enough job, we can give him a $500 million payday and still have him divest and reinvest $1.1 billion back into the stock and take care of obviously all their debt. $224 million in sales of 75 at 24 is taking care of their debt. They got 34 million in debt. The second that CEO announces his plan for what they've figured out what to do, which is what he's looking for, the rumor, there's no rumor yet. There's a Snoo, you cannot be in front of that light, dude. It's so bright. If I put my eyes in front of that light for 5 seconds, I can't fucking see. And this dog is eating a toy in front of it, like in fucking front of it. I just can't. I'm ready to turn this light off. Is it gonna affect me that much? No, screw it. No one's watching. Okay. Oh god damn it. Yeah, it does. Head day. Alert. Okay, I at least have to put it up high, dude. That's just Snoo, that's right in your eyes, bro. I can't have you staring at the TV like that. It's just not possible. I won't do it. Sorry. Kids come first, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean, oh shit. Okay. I think that's good. I think we figured it out. It's for your protection, Snoo. God bless. I can't afford to get this kid binoculars or bifocals. Thank you, one person, for leaving. I hope you don't make any money. If you listen to what I'm saying, I'm telling you, I reverse engineered what he did, and I'm not fucking kidding that I know exactly what's going on. I know 100% what's going on, and it's brilliant. It's fucking brilliant. I give all the credit, and any strategy that I say henceforth only deals with GME, but it also can be applied to other companies that you can build up a good reputation with, and if they're doing good stuff, like Reddit is another example, and that's why I mention it in the stream titles and whatnot, because Reddit's the same industry that's propped up on GME currently. That when GME goes up, it goes up. When GME goes down, it goes down, blah, 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 blah. But 2.5% swings over in Reddit while you're watching GME without taking the risk of GME. Hi. Same strategy, longer out. Maybe pay a little bit more, but you're paying for the premium and luxury of being secured and knowing that that's a really good deal. When it performs, which Reddit it just did, your swings are going to be even better. Pretty soon GME will come down, right? But GME will be 50, 60, 80 bucks, right, for the shares. As soon as it might be $100 a share stable. As soon as the CEO announces what his plan to stop being such a unprofitable company is, who knows, a merger with Reddit. Maybe they sell off 150 locations and take 1.5 million off the books. Maybe they liquefy a bunch of assets, antiquities of games that have been appreciating in value while they've maintained ripping you off for years and years and years. Maybe they did that on purpose for the disparity come valuable antiquity sale. I don't know. I know that those things that they bought can't be sold for less than they bought them for, because when they bought them, they ripped you off so hardcore that they maintain at least it's literally the opposite of trying to inflate something's value. Is the better of the two. I mean, one of them is easier and the other one's longer, but they come to the same conclusion. You can either inflate something's value by making it really popular and cool, or you can not give a rat's ass by buying something cheap and then inflating its value by time, antiquities, and then sitting on it because it's never going to lose base value that you also paid for it. It's a beautiful concept. It's a beautiful whatever, but we just don't have the hardware to trade in anymore. We don't have the discs or whatever. Irregardless, once he has so much money in cash, like I was mentioning before, there are lights that need to be turned on. There's employees that need to be paid. There's this, there's that. But unlike a company whose value is determined exactly by what retail they own or what assets they have, a company whose value is zeroed out at that, and half of their shit, it is GameStop, right? It is a veterinary conglomerate or a regional medical facility that has a bunch of urgent clinics or something like that. You still have brick and mortar that has to pay for staff, has to pay for lights, has to do whatever. But in the vein of my company's worth $23 million, and that's tied up in all of that real estate that does make money, because I'm a medical group that does have a lot of money that's coming in. I'm not paying fucking GameStop employees $150,000 to be a doctor there, though. I'm paying them $14, while yours are making $250. And you better be checking for more than strep throat if you want to fucking make up paying two doctors $180,000 or even $120,000. It's outrageous how much you have to pay them, and then how much you have to make up in sales. That in an urgent clinic, what the hell? That's a lot to make up on a GameStop employee making whatever $10 an hour. I don't need to make up too much. Granted, I'm not selling that much, but thankfully I also don't have to make that much. So, yeah, when you're talking about leveraged properties that are also, if they don't own the actual land underneath them, then they're really fucking in it. Which GameStop is in that bucket. Their first leases and all their leases are all in like shopping centers for garbage. So they obviously don't own the shopping center. They don't own anything around it. At least some like clinics and medical ones that are brick and mortar, they can own the land, but typically you had to buy that from somebody value for value. I don't know. I don't like how that works out. At the end of the day, if you own that retail space that you are counting towards your making money bottom line, that's in. All right, 1-1, finally. God bless. They ran that play twice. I saw them run that play twice, and they were successful on the one. I think it's because it's second period, so their bench was closer, because they ran that in the first period, and it failed miserably. I think because the shorter bench on the second period, that was a trial, and this one worked because that was pretty slick. Same play. Wow. So when you have a property, yeah, it was the drop back. Actually, 3 times that they tried it. They tried it once on the power play, and that was the one that I was talking shit about because they passed it back, and the guy was like, "Oh, I don't know what you're doing." You're like, "What?" And it turns out, if I'm right, the guy that passed it back was not only wrong because he passed it back, like the other guy, Nico Mikola. Oh my God, former Penguins player, former fucking Sidney Crosby slob. So when he passed it back, he didn't know what was happening because the guy who did it, did 2 mistakes. He did the pass back too early, and he wasn't paying attention if his guys was paying attention or not, because he should have not done the pass back too early. But he did it, and it got taken away. And I was like, what the fuck was that? And then they did it like 3 minutes later. I was like, that was interesting, but it seemed kind of meh. And then they just did it again, and it fucking absolutely worked. Oh, shit. Better watch out. Don't let Florida get up, though. Please. Please don't let Florida get up. If Florida gets up, they're going to have to maintain a lead, which is when they just get kind of dangerous and like it's kind of their best game. They're really good at it. So I kind of need Edmonton to score another one here. What did I say? 2-1's garbage going to the third, but 2-2 would be pretty gravy. 9:17 left, 1-1. We'll see. Hopefully Edmonton, that woke them up a little bit. It's always good to have opposition. Ping, ping, bong, bong, bong. Right? All right. So yeah, so these companies can leverage their properties and their value and their what they could make and the blah 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 blah. But GameStop is getting cold hard cash. Cash is king, and GameStop has nothing but. If they lost 34 million, and they suck so hard, and this guy can pay for any debt plus some, and we can make up the rest plus some, and it all goes to GameStop having cold hard cash that's non-interestable. It's the same concept as owning the stock outright, right? When you own the stock outright, you own that, and it's its value. If you own the option, it can lose value because you're stupid, or it could lose value because the company's underperforming, or it could gain value because the company's overperforming, or it could stay stable, but you picked out a long time and we made an agreement and all this other stuff. You could be slightly right and make 12% profit. You could be super right and make 100% profit. You could be totally wrong and lose 100%. You could be somewhat wrong and just lose a little bit and close the account. This GME, unlike those ones, is like super right, super wrong. And they take time to correct themselves. So that's all he's doing. The same way that you get micro squeezed on your option because your time's running out, he is having the luxury of his not being able to be squeezed because it's already so deep in the money. Once it's so deep in the money, it's like every time that you don't hit that button and it goes down, that's beneficial for the buyer back of what he's trying to do. He would essentially put a volume of his own call on the market and then just buy it back and then create the volume again. But if he's, but so what, so interesting. How much volume would he create by hitting that? He has to stopgap that loss, or he has to stopgap that that up to not get interesting. I wish I had I do have a copy, I think, of that code that he put. I'm not good at coding, guys. I just got chess. Like, take it easy on me. Word. This game's killing me. Let's go. So, funny enough, I like when the numbers work out themselves. That's when it starts to click, and you're just like, oh shit. You know, like I independently reviewed this and came up with a figure that just ironically, coincidentally, equaled exactly what he can make. I'm like, yeah, right. Like I took the number at what it was. What I took a couple of bases from what it's been doing the past 3 months, including May when they issued 40 million. It's a big deal because if they're issuing 75 million and they just did 45 million last month, which is incredible. Everyone, it's funny too. Again, like I mentioned earlier, if people are talking shit to you, that's a fucking great thing. If you tell everybody what I said and they're like, that's the craziest thing I ever said, fuck that, or craziest thing I ever heard. That guy obviously is crazy, he doesn't know what he's doing, and if you follow him, you're gonna lose your money. That's a good thing because every time that I did math on this, I used something where people said the exact same thing in May. So they diluted their stock. When you open up stock for purchase, you dilute your own stock. It's not always a good thing unless you know that all that stock's gonna get bought up, right? If all that stock gets bought up, it's an awesome thing. If 75% of that stock gets bought up and 50% of them are puts, That's a bad thing. Those are short sellers, right? Because they don't believe it. If 75% of that is sold, but 50's on calls or 55's on calls. I should have probably used a 5% disparity there, but like 55% on calls, like that's a good thing. And any better of the disparity, it helps our company. The more calls than the puts, and we get it, right? If they did that with 45 million and he kept fucking making it happen somehow institutionally, because he says it's his only position. Hopefully, you guys know that he can change positions. That's not what that means. But when you see what he did at 40 and you see what could happen at 75 and then it equals what he could make, you know something's up. It's basic reverse engineering of this concept. And then another number that popped in real nice was I put that 5150 up there when the stock was at $28, and I factored in what would happen if, like, what we went through, like if he half of that would have been around 2480, 2460. And today it bottomed out at about 2460. It went down a little bit, like I said, that extra 12.5% variance got to go back into there because it spooks it. Generally, that's bad, so it's going to go down, whatever. Human short sellers, you sad human beings. At 24, you're cashing out. Why? Because you think it's going to go to zero? Are you out of your fucking mind? They're cash positive by like $500 million, $250 million. And they're about to be cash positive by like 4 times that, 3 times that. So like 2 billion, whatever. I don't know what to say for you that you're cashing out at 24. It was 28 earlier in the day and you're still cashing out. No, I believe those are hedges that are bullshit, but whatever. So it just so happens that those numbers were perfectly aligned. And then what he was going to make was perfectly aligned. And my basement was perfectly aligned. And if I'm right, the 5150 is perfectly aligned. And all of the totals would equal perfectly aligned. It's too easy to reverse engineer that and see exactly what the fuck is happening. And then today after market, it did exactly what I said it was going to do after market. Went up about, I don't know, 2 some percent. Pre-market, I'm hoping goes up like 30%, but if it doesn't, it'll be fine. Pre-market doesn't get like everyone's always talking about aftermarket and being like, I'll see what it does like aftermarket, because aftermarket's like 430. Institutionals are betting against it, but we get equal opposite force from other institutionals, so it's like a fun game to watch. 430 to 8 in the morning. The real smart guys get up early. And they fucking make it happen, Captain. They got their deals in from the night before to get it at bottom dollar so that they could sell it out. That's why you get those huge jumps in the morning with only like a half an hour of activity. So I'm hoping in the morning that's what that means, but you never know. Edmonton's on a power play. We got minute 40 something out of 540. My bet's just, I guarantee it's like worth $23 now. I swear to crap. Kringle. I think Edmonton's going to score, bro. Florida's so out of position. Wow, you got away with one, Florida. You sure as shit got away with one. You were completely out of position, and Edmonton was just waiting. And unfortunately, Bouchard thought it was his job to take that shot. They were so out of position. I hope they weren't out of position on purpose because that was just bad. You just couldn't help yourself. You didn't want to use your helpful guys down on the bottom. Okay, so you can get another face off and then you lose the face off. Thankfully, McDavid gets it back, but now he's gonna be a fucking selfish pig. He's not Ovi. He's also a left-handed shot, and he's on the left side of this ice right now, which is like just not good. He can't dance anything in. There's 2 guys defending against him, and the goalie, who just got a save on a goal that was in the back of the net. And I don't mean front to back. I mean back to front. I have to pee, and I have to get another beer. So, what have we learned, children? Anything you hear is bullshit. So once he does the 5150, depending on how everything goes after that, if he goes up to 50, if it goes up to 56 or whatever, first of all, you should be taking note on all of these. I'm gonna go back and take note on what happened at the first one. We should be taking note of all of these because once that happens, the 5150, you can't just think like, oh, I'm done. No, you're still divesting, reinvesting, and you're making sure your little punk ass, like that CEO that I was mentioning earlier that can't take it out and get a fucking yacht. You can take it out a little bit. You can go buy yourself a regular boat, a good boat. But if you take it out to go buy a yacht and you fucking leave us all here to fucking pay the whole way for you to make up for what you just took, because you're a greedy little selfish prick and you're not ape strong, you're just pretending to be ape strong just to be a fucking masquerader. If you do that, we will fail. But if you don't and you divest, reinvest every fucking thing that you have, you're going to be all right. You're going to be all right. We're going to take care of you. God damn it, Edmonton. Can you get a goal for fucking Christ's sakes? Bobo doesn't even have a fucking stick in his hands. It's about the only time you have a fucking snowball's chance in hell to get a goal past this guy. He's on fire. Get him. Why are you winging out so fucking wide, bro? God damn. They're not covering that much ice. And then you're just going to whiff, huh? That's fucking fun. Fuck Edmonton. Fuck them up their stupid asses. I'm glad I paid $500 to not fucking believe in you whatsoever for the rest. I'm done. I'm out of the fucking thing. My bets are done. Your team is done. Everything's done. Where the fuck did my phone go? I need to yell at my friends about this. My real friends. All right, I gotta pee. Oh, that's right there. What? Who? Florida power play. Okay, I mean, that's fine. It's just like, what the fuck, man? I need Edmonton to go up, not Florida. Florida's beating the shit out of them. What do I need Florida to go up for? Back to Vic. All right, commercial break. You guys have been such a lovely audience so far. I really appreciate you. burb. Here we go, losing bet. Here we go. Well, could still get interesting. I did have two of my friends this week tell me about how they thought they're gambling friends. They gamble. They use real dollars. One of them just had a kid. Real actual dollars that could have went to Pampers on not knowing that if you put over, it doesn't mean that the team you're picking to win has to score that amount over. It was sad. You know, like my Chicago guys were obviously not idiots, but a lot of my Florida guys were like, well, you think the Panthers are going to score 5.5? I'm like, what? They're like, don't the Panthers have to score 5.5 because you put over 5.5. I'm like, you bet money on sports? Who told you're allowed to bet money on sports? Who is where? Stop it. Stop it. It means the whole score of the whole game. Everyone knows that that's not a thing. But I'll tell you, I swear to God, two people who were asking me, what bet should I take? What bet should I take? And I told them, I finished fucking last in my bracket this year. Like the worst you could ever do. I could have quite literally picked every fucking team wrong. You want my advice? I don't know. Panthers over 5.5. Panthers gonna get over 5.5? That's like the guy who told me. I tell you, we're about to go to intermission. Guy the other day in a Discord chat, as a matter of fact. I might have mentioned this in my last video. Whatever. He was adamant about telling me about how there was no volume to a position that I was suggesting, speculating on. He was adamant to tell me that there's no volume, so you can't sell it. And I'm like, that's fine because I'm buying it. And they're like, well, you're short on the position then. And I go, you didn't ask me my strike price or my expiration. He goes, that doesn't matter. And he goes, you're buying puts, you're betting the company to lose. And I'm like, that's 100% not fucking true. Because if you're betting at a lower strike price and a longer expiration, you're betting against shorts. Actually, it's a bullish position. So he proceeded to tell me, well, you can't do that because it's stupid. Because yeah, you're gonna get in for cheap, but there's no volume. Let me tell you something about volume. Volume does matter, but when you're swinging so hard, volumes can be your friend or your enemy. And if you're on the other side of volume, friendly, when you should be on the other side being not friendly, you're doing it not wrong, but ass backwards. There's a difference between wrong and ass backwards, right? That's why you continually lose and wonder why, and you continually make a little bit and wonder why. It's because the institutions are making a lot and celebrating, and when they only make a little bit, they wonder why, because they should have made a lot more. And that's when you make 15% and they only made like 85%, right? They're used to making a whole way, and normally 85 is good. Now, if an institution like this right here, this is an institution making 15% and we're making 85, and they hate that. That's why they're just fucking going nuts right now, because that's not supposed to happen. They're used to taking 15% out of 85 or going the whole way and just taking the 15% from you. Like, they'll make 85 and your bullshit stupidity will cover the other 15, so they're fine. Like they'll break even on 100% as long as you're wrong. And all I got to do is just prove you wrong by just feeding you bullshit and then actually having the thing happen, or just moving faster than you, quicker, earlier, whatever it is. But every time that I see you move, I've already moved half an hour ago. So that's all this is, right? But I'll have this guy and he's like, there's no volume. And I'm like, all right, I left that conversation. I will not give somebody advice if they're just going to be a fucking jag off to me. I'm giving you solid advice. Take it to fucking play it or take it to play the fucking contrarian. I don't care. Eat my ass. It's good stuff. It's free. I'm being nice. I'm answering any questions. I'm admitting when I'm wrong. And if you're taking advantage of that, I can't help you. And I'm not going to help you. I will fucking exit out of that conversation. And I'll guarantee every single person in there was like, man, that guy was crazy or whatever. There was 2 or 3 people who were like, man, I really wish that guy was still here. I guarantee it, because I would have been like, fuck, that guy's actually saying something fucking good for once in this goddamn Discord. Wall Street Bets Discord is now just a junkyard of garbage. So anyways, no offense, Wall Street Bets fucking Discord. So he goes, there's no volume. And I'm like, all right. And then in my brain later, trying to like explain it to this guy in my mirror like an idiot, like it matters, because this guy's never going to get it. I was like, that's like showing up to a store that you know is about to sell the Tickle Me Elmo or the hottest toy. Tickle Me Elmo is a good example. Imagine showing up to the store and saying, oh, there's no line. Let's go get a fucking Frosty from Wendy's. And in the time it took you to go 20 minutes to fucking Wendy's and get a Frosty and then get back, now there's 16 people in line. You're like, oh, shit. Okay, well, all right, I'm still in line. Well, thankfully, even if you don't know how many came, but I don't know, maybe a fucking truck falls off the road, whatever. I always have to predict on like a 50% either didn't get sold or a loss. On this one, I know 100% are going to get sold, but I like that's the hot toy, right? So like I know 100% are going to get sold, but like things happen, but I should be protected. But on the other end, let's just say a truck fell over. The company's going to have to pay for the units that got fucked, because that was their security, that was their equity, or is that equity? It's that's their investment, right? So a truck falls over, you can sue all you want, but that's suing in perpetuity or suing to get something back, which will happen way down the line. As it stands, that company's down 85% of its Tickle Me Elmos, and your store went from getting 50 of them down to getting 16 of them. And you're 17th in line. So you, because you wanted to go get a Frosty, and you told me I'm a fucking idiot for getting in line and waiting that long when you could go enjoy your Frosty and then I'll just come back and it won't be that bad. Now that situation's got you in quite the pickle, because now I'm number fucking doesn't matter in 16. Funny enough, you want to be in 16 of what could be 1600, but I'm already just being in any of the 16. I'm in the 1600 club, or I'm in the 16 club, and it doesn't matter, because the second that we get them, I know there was no volume when you walked up, but I bought them for face value, and then I sold them to you because you got to have them, and Christmas is right around the fucking corner. You got to have it. There's a time crunch on you. You can't just wait and say, Johnny, I'll get you one in February. He'll disown you. He'll remember it forever. And now I'm going to turn around. I'm going to sell it to you for $103. It was $50. $103. And you're going to go, and I'm going to go, or I can just walk to the next person who wants it. No, you know what? Go fuck yourself. $200. The next person said, I'll give you $200. I said, okay. And the next person said, I'll give you $300. And I said, all right, we got ourselves a bed more. And what happened? Well, you're getting your fucking Frosty and getting your ass handed to you on the rest of the stock market and being a dildo, moving Peter to pay fucking Paul. I'm sitting pretty with a fucking $50 toy that means nothing to me, but I'm paying some schmuck who has so much fucking FOMO because he's an asshole. I just took advantage of you, and it took me 12 seconds to sell it. If you give it to your son Johnny, great. It depreciates immediately, first of all. If you try to sell it, you can maybe sell it for face value, would not necessarily be able to sell it for too much more. But let's just say you did turn around and sell it for $220. You bought it from me for $2. You sold it for $220. You're like, made $20. You see the easiest $20 I ever made. Yeah, but I made $150 because I'm not fucking stupid. And I made it off of you. And then you got super fucking proud when you sold it for $20. Look at you go. Okay, only do that 1,000 billion more times and don't be wrong ever. And you might actually make a couple fucking bucks. Meanwhile, I'm not a moron. There's no volume. I know. I create volume, dickhead. You want to be the first one there and just go, fucking, I'll leave. There's nobody here. Don't worry about it. I'll still be here. Blah, blah, blah. You'll be the last one. First of the feast, bitch. And I pee the least, bitch. And I don't Johnny come lately, bitch. Bitch. God, you guys are all... It's not FOMO. It's being a bitch. It's not FOMO. It's being a little bitch. You got 100 other guys fucking ready to take this battle on. And you're the only one that put on the armor, dressed up like a knight. And then you got up to the battlefield and you were like, no, I can't. And you ran away like a bitch. You took your money and you ran away like a bitch. And you didn't reinvest it. What I do every time is I go up in the fight. I don't lose anything except a little bit. And it's imaginary money to that point because I already factored in how much I would lose. And then what I do is I buy more stuff with what I won. Or what I didn't lose, let's say. If I made something because they were going to war and I had free workers on my land, I'd have those free workers making an arsenal of arms so that the next time we go around, I still have those workers, I still have my product, I still have my farm, I still have my defenses, and now I have more ammunition, more guns, more firepower, so then I can bring in 5 more people to fucking help me manufacture even more while I sell off that to another army. Who cares? Do you see how that works? Shear a sheep many times, but you can only slit its throat once. You want to go slit its throat when it's the easiest time to make $400? I'll see you later. Your $400 can pay to watch my next stream because I'm be spitting truth, and you'll still be telling me I'm wrong. And that's the beautiful part of humanity. It's not the internet. I used to blame it on the internet. I'm like, the internet. That doesn't matter. You're always gonna run into. No, it's humanity. 100% humanity. You can tell them to their faces what they can do with money and how to make it, and they will spend more time telling you on how they lost it than they will ever tell you about fucking making it. Or how they'll ever work with you on how they made it. Another great line from the movie Rounders that I adore, that I quote all the time, is another one's a poker player can't remember his biggest, won't remember his biggest win, but he will remember with astounding detail his biggest loss. If I sit with you in an Uber and I say, hey, this is what you got to do, I'm not expecting you to understand that, but if I say that and then you say, yeah, my problem is though, and because I'm just like, doing this and buying this, and then I got this one and I got too many kids, and I'm like, that's funny. Hopefully the game doesn't get rained out. I'm going to the Cubs and the Rays tomorrow. If anybody wants to come and see me in my White Sox jersey, it'll be pretty funny. I'm gonna stick out like a sore thumb. Yep. What do we got? One more period left? Is this still 1-1? Oh man. I need 4 goals. Oh, that's not gonna happen. Unless something just incredibly bad. I don't understand how the game could tilt that bad, that 4 goals gets scored, which I always maintained that it should have. I was thinking overtime the whole time, but what are we talking here? We'd have to have 4 to... No. Oh, shit. 3-3. Yeah, it's 4 goals. Fuck me. Yeah. Fuck. I have no choice but to get overtime 3-3. It's very possible. I mean, if Edmonton has anything in the tank that they want to show us right now, it better end fucking 6-5. And I'm just saying, for the bet, if you're a bettor, I think the same kind of philosophy can be said to you guys, that you bet so often and you get burned so often that you start doing defensive tactics where you start defending against the whole bet instead of defending against hey, dude, you got a couple parts right. Your mind was just in the wrong space. If you did a 3-leg parlay and you got 2 right, or you consistently get 2 right, that's a good thing. You can work on inversing out that last third that you've been missing so much because of how game flow just goes, how we know traditional game flow goes. Situational market conditions, weather, all that stuff has to come into play. So, when you're cashing out earlier, or I'm sorry, when you're inversing 2 out of 3 because you think that was the mistake, so you're literally going to such an opposite side of the quadrant, right? You think you're going and doing this, but you're actually going sideways or cross vertical. And you're like, now you're foregoing one of your good ones for one of your bad ones for correcting another bad one, and now you're only 1 out of 3, or you're 2 out of 3 again, and one was wrong. The inverse needs to only happen once, otherwise you're doubling down, and when you shuffle the deck too many times, it'll go exactly where it was, if that makes sense. Plus, you got to be right. I want everyone to understand that you got to be right. That's the beauty of it. You got to be right, right? If you're not going to be right, ride coattails. But if you're going to be presumptively, almost rudely mean to people who are claiming to be right, who've made right decisions and have people acknowledging those right decisions, if you're going to step up to the plate, if you're going to step up to the mics, you better be fucking knowing what you're talking about, because you'll be called bullshit in 2 seconds. And the best part is, if you come in here, I'll call you bullshit in 2 seconds, but we'll talk it out. Institutionals, that's the whole point. They want you to talk like that, because when you talk like that, it's just money in their fucking ears, because they can just hear how stupid you are, how easily FOMO'd you are, how easily double down inverse awfulness you are, how terrible you are at gambling in general, and just listening to you reinforces their concept of like, yeah, I can take this guy's money all day long. They're a lot smarter. Not only are they a lot smarter, but they also have a lot more money than you that can make things even if you did spook something, I can balance it out, i.e. what GME is going through right now. Plus, on top of that, bucko, they also get an early start in the morning pre-market, and they get a late start in the after hours. So they have so many advantages to being tier 1 while you are tier 3. Look it up. That is actually true. They're just like Class B and Class A stock, where Class A stock is actually Gen Pop, where you can be sold and you could be fucked off, and you're going 1 for 1 on stock. Class B is typically where you're going like 10 to 1 on stock, and you hold complete ownership rights to be like, make big decisions. You might even be a board member, stuff like that. It's harder to get you out of your position. There's all these little ties in there that make, if I have Class A stock, I'm not as important as Class B, but you would think, A, I should be the best. And you're like, no, you're not the most valuable, you're not the best, you're not the fucking anything. So that's ass backwards, isn't it? Or is it just inverse? Is it just... So when you hear that, inverse. That's all I'm going to tell you. It's fucking raining, brah. What the fuck? It's fucking 95 degrees out all day. I literally just watered my plants. Fuck. Stupid. I didn't know it was even supposed to rain. Hope the baseball game doesn't get rained out tomorrow. It's in a dome. Cubs are coming to town and playing the Rays, and I just live a couple blocks away from the stadium, so I was going to go over there and take my friend who's coming to town, which I'm pretty excited about. We had a whole gang of family going over there, and we're all going to wear White Sox stuff. Hey, what's that about? How am I going to walk you guys when it's so rainy? Huh? Is the lightning getting you all crazy? What are you barking at? Say it into the mic, bro. Who are you guys barking at? Come on, Baba. All right. Oh, no. Is it thunder, baby? Is the thunder making you scared? Oh, it's okay, Cam. Cammy's usually hiding under the bed at this point, but Cammy's now scared of the thunder, so she wants to come be with us. That's okay, Cammy. We'll get you on the wabi-sabi in one period, bro. I promise, okay? I'm almost done with this video. Starting to feel the effects of these beers. I'm gonna WALK you Oh boy, I can't take you out in this weather. When did I take you out? 6. Okay, you can make it. You can make it. We might have to go a little late tonight. I know. I know. I know. All right, this has turned into a whole different show now. No, it's fine. It's fine. I just have to do this. It's fine. Oochie Gucci. Oochie Gucci. I should put it down a little bit. Yeah. Sorry, it's puppy time. Puppy time always trumps video or anything time. My puppies are very upset because they got lightning. Aw. It's okay. All right, you can't bite her while I'm doing that. Oh boy. Man. I didn't hear any update on Lustranian, so if anybody gets one, I'd appreciate it if you let me know. Chime in anytime. So essentially, what I'm imagining is that they have a bot here that watches all the time, and now with the AI thing, it's like if you're not streaming, it's taking it from somewhere. But like if you're streaming, it's like getting full on what you are on recording, which I'm sure it could or could not be using to train an AI model, and essentially, at some point, if they ever wanted to recreate you, it'd be really awesome for them to have a ton of videos of you where you're speaking, spitting the truth, and burping. Like if the AI just like took a snippet of who they think I am just by that, I would be like Homer Simpson essentially, in their version of what they create for me. Hey, what are you doing? What are you looking at? Hey, why are you going over to the back paw now? Oh my God, this girl. Hey, stop it, and you know it, and you know you can't do that. Don't make me get the hotspot stuff, dude. Come on, that she'll lick right through the hotspot stuff. It's supposed to taste terrible, but like she's tenacious about inside of her paws, and every fucking day it's a new one. And then you won't let me cut it out, and then you gotta wait for the groomer. She doesn't hate the groomer. She's not bad about it, but like $80 every 2 weeks because you got a little bit of hair in between your things and you can't leave it alone is what it is, baby. Is it because you can't leave it alone, right? It wouldn't be half as bad if you just leave it alone. Oh, okay. Okay. Be a brat. All right. Good. Maybe we won't feed you tomorrow. I'm just kidding. She would not let me hear the end of it if I did not feed her. All right. Third period has started. Shots Florida 22 to Edmonton 9. What the fuck is happening? Go. Come on. You little motherfuckers. I need 2 greasy ones like in the first 5 minutes. I need a back and forth greasy on the first 5 minutes. I need a back and forth greasy on the first 5 minutes, and we're already down about 2 minutes already. But yeah, just imagine the possibility of having like an AI. I texted Nick Swartzen today or yesterday about, I was like, it's fascinating to think that we might actually be alive to see a real life AI gay robot. He liked it, no big deal. But yeah, I mean, like it's honestly true. But if you did talk to YouTube for long enough, and it was like, you know what I mean, like the same way that Reddit is using the API to take all the comments, and now they're using 20 years of data to generate revenue for the company through ads and all that other stuff, and then also they're training other people's AI models off of their conversations. Like they were able to take textual conversations that happen on Reddit every single day, and they're turning that into a bot basically that teaches other bots like, hey, this is how people talk essentially, and this is 20 years of research, good stuff. It's all us, like it's real stuff. It's not a bunch of bots like on Twitter or whatever. Anyways, so imagine YouTube doing the same thing and essentially creating a perfect example of you. And if they needed to, let's say, if you wanted to, let's say you're getting towards the end of your life or something like that, and that's in 90 years, hopefully, when you're 857 years old, because medical technology has advanced so appropriately awesome with AI. There it is. There we go. Okay, I got one. There's one Greasy, Run Greasy 1649. I need one more before 15. I need an Edmonton Greasy before fucking 15. And now we got a 4-4 game, and we got a 5-4 possibility in overtime, and that would be the perfect setup for Edmonton to come within 1.5, cover the spread, be over 5.5. No, that would only be 5. Fuck my life. No, wait. They score another one. It's 4. Yeah, that's over 5.5. No, it's not. No, wait, what do I need? Yes. No. Fuck. No. Don't tell me it's over 5.5. Ah, suck my culo, chica. No fucking way. No way, man. Brilliant noodles, Michael. They're only noodles, Michael. What are you doing? Is your butt hurt? You have to go potty, huh? Oh, boy. Boogie. Okay. It's like 16 minutes to go in the game. Can you make it? And it's raining, by the way. Like, I don't have a choice. She's also puppy training, and she has a crate that she knows that she can, if she has to emergency, she knows to use it. She still intermittently uses it for pee-pees. But I get it. And she's rubbing her butt all over everything. You know you can poo-poos in there. It's okay. Daddy's not going to be upset if you know, it's raining. Under the right circumstances. You haven't pooped in the house in, oh boy. I could say at least a clear month. I don't remember finding your poo-poos. Unless your mom's finding them and hiding them from me so I don't get upset. Which is completely fucking possible. What the fuck am I looking at? Oh, it's at. Dude, I'm watching fucking hockey. Leave me alone, dude. If it's one thing, I have this very specific friend, but if it's one thing that he fucking drives me nuts is that he doesn't know anything about hockey. He doesn't talk. It's not that he doesn't like to, but like he doesn't know anything about hockey, but he's interested enough in like bet talk and stuff like that, degenerate gambler. But he fucking, you bastard, please. Can someone fucking net one on Edmonton? What is that, 4? And then I'd need, why? No, because then if I had a 6-6 tie or 3-3 tie for 6 to go into, or no, that would work. I could take that, but it'd need to be 3-3, and that's 3 more goals, and I didn't get my extra one before 15. Fuck, 15 minutes. That's not a good bet. Edmonton's so bad. They're so bad. They're so discombobulated. They're so just fucking wrong. Fundamentally, like they already had to go to Draisaitl McDavid in the first game, which is just emergency mode that should never fucking happen. And especially in a game when you still didn't even score a goal. You couldn't even get momentum into the next game. Now they're being greasy, but they saved up in the beginning. They saved Nurse for this end thing, but they're forgetting the fact that Darnell Nurse sucks balls at hockey. It's like getting into a fist fight, and someone's like, "Yeah, well, like fucking, it's gonna hurt when I punch you." I'm like, "That's cool, but it's not gonna hurt when I punch you 12 times in your fucking nose and you can barely get one block in because I'm onslaughting you, it's really hard to punch me when you're doing that. And it's really hard to score a goal when you're playing a bunch of defense all the time. When it's a 12-1 swing on your defense, it's really hard to score goals. I don't know if you know that. About 12 times as hard. For my mathematicians out there, it's about 12 times as hard. So anyways, and then for the one goal that he gives up in his fucking first 16 minutes, or saved 16 minutes so he can do 9 or whatever the fuck it was, he has to make up 2 goals, right? Do you see how that works? It's all relative, baby. It's all relative. Do you see how if you take out money to go buy your yacht, that now the company has to make up 2 goals to make it even, or to make us back actually on top, right? And that's harder to do than just scoring 1 to tie it. Now we're down by 1. Jeez. And I need 2. We're down by 1 and I need 2? Oh, boy. That's crazy. That sucks. So, Darnell Nurse subtracts value and doesn't make it up twice. And he's your best defenseman. He's not the reason you lost last game, but he's the reason you didn't win. And now this game, he is the reason that you're losing, because your coach tried to use him sparingly, and it didn't work. Went down by a goal. It was a gamble. Went down by a goal, and now you have to make up 2 to figure it out. Or you can tie it, which is like, all right, emergency mode, which I'm fine with. Both of these teams are good with emergency mode. But you have to get that first fucking goal to put the Panthers in high alert mode. And you didn't do that. It's like, I just learned how to play chess yesterday. I mentioned that, right? I'm very proud of the fact that I took to it like nothing, because I know military strategy, and I know quadrants now, and I put the 2 together, and I just kind of watch what somebody does, and I make appropriate moves. But the same way that I never bring out like an outlier pawn out 2 first, like someone would take advantage not only of an outlier, which is the wrong move, I believe, but would also take advantage of 2 steps forward, which you want to draw out cavalry, and you want to place it in the right place, your pawn, so that maybe, a cheater's move or a suspecting move is to move your pawn out so that your queen has the free space. So you encroach with one pawn moving up, but you don't let them know that that's so your queen can get the fuck out and start doing some damage, right? So if you be greedy and you take 2 spaces with your pawn, that's an indication to me right there. You don't know how to be conservative so that you don't spook too much. Because if you spook that, then I'm going to start throwing then the other side's going to throw cavalry out. And then my queen, while your cavalry's so fucking isolated and not around other protection points because you were so rushy to go and to throw it out there without protecting it, now my queen's running rampant on you. Once my queen takes 1 and just like kind of fucks up an 1/8 of your army and cavalry, then you need the other 1/8, down an 1/8, to go and defend against that, and then I can kind of move. I can move around the board so much with my queen, right? That's why, like, if you play these good players, they're usually out with their queen pretty quickly. My other thing is, like, if you want to take it in the inverse of that, or if you want to take it in the I suppose it is the inverse, but if you want to play it on the double move or the 3, thinking a couple moves ahead, you can take it on like. Especially options trading comes into play here, because so many people want to say that you down 12.5% is a fucking is stupid, right? But losing your queen is down 12.5%. But if I did it on purpose because I knew I can go and encroach and almost get my queen back, and then keep her intrinsic value of losing her down to like 12.5%, because I'll make up that 85%. If I make up that intrinsic value with 3 pawns that are almost getting to your side of what she wiped out so that they can retake a fucking queen, Well, then I put her on loan to you, actually. I took her risk away. She couldn't do any more damage, but she already took out a cavalry of yours and several other armies. And then you took her, but you have her captive, and I can get her back. And as long as I played it right to expose so much of your army out, your infantry, your horse, I can go and get over there, and I don't need to get all the way there. My first thing that I was told yesterday when I said that move was that you don't want to do that. That's so fucking stupid. That's so fucking stupid. And I'm like, both of them, both of the people I was watching last night for the first time I ever watched chess, I go, you're both wrong. You know that? And they were like, what? I'm like, because while I'm masquerading and then I'm loaning out my queen to you and I can get her back, I don't really need to get her back. I just need to scare you to think I'm going to get her back. And you will dedicate 100% of your forces to me not getting her back if I'm smart enough. And meanwhile, I will set up a new front to just wipe you the fuck out on the other side, the other quadrant. And then once I wipe that out, you will have wiped out my chance to get the queen, but I will wipe out your about quarter more of your army, which at this point is down 20%, but a quarter of 60% or whatever the fuck it is, or you're at, yeah, I think you're at 60% at that point. A quarter of that is only, I only need to wipe out 15% now. And then you're down like, oh shit. But you'll never see it coming. I'd rather chip you off 12.5% at a time than you chip me off 100% twice. I'd rather chip you off 13 times at 12.5 than you chip me off twice at 100%. Or maybe that's equidistant, but at the end of the day, it's not. Or through attrition, it's not. Because attrition means that your stake goes down lower, and then our profits remain the same, but I have more stakes. It's not that hard, people. It's not that hard. All right, we got 2-1, third period, 11-17 left. I still need 3 goals, and I need Edmonton to come within 1.5, and I need Florida to win. So we're looking great. This was about yesterday, this game, yeah. No, Edmonton needs to score because about yesterday's game, I was like, Florida was up, I think 2-0 or 1-0. And I said, no way Edmonton doesn't at least come back 1.5. And they could still go over 5.5. And then towards this middle of the second, I was like, oh boy, they're not going to get 5.5. But I go, no way, Oilers aren't going to get within 2.5. So now I go under 4.5. And I say Panthers still win, but Oilers are within 2.5. Surely, there's no way that backfires. And then, so right now I need Oilers to score, obviously, which is not coming easy. And then once it's 2-2, I need Edmonton or Florida to score. It wouldn't matter. And then once it's tied 3-3, hopefully it goes into overtime or Florida wins outright. Jeez, 4-3, and I would take home $1,500. And if it doesn't, I lose 200 plus the 300 I lost on last game, making these same stupid bets. And yeah, and then I don't bet for the rest of the playoffs. And if I win the 1,500, I go buy GME. Yeah, yay. As long as it's not up 30% pre-market. Man, Edmonton, what a bust. I knew they weren't up to the task, but I did not see this coming. I did not see Florida just being so dominant. And I know that this is going to finish under 5.5, and I know I'm going to lose money, and that's fine. I'm always fucking sport to fucking lose money on Edmonton. It just kills me to put money on Florida. That was the only thing. But I'm always up for losing money on Edmonton, but like they are not going to win. I think they're going to get swept. Even when they go back home and they have the extra change, you know, like when you go back home, essentially, if you're playing chess, which I know I'm going to use a lot of chess things, but if you're playing chess, being at home when you're watching hockey In chess, that's like being white. You strike first, you get the last move, right? Or you get one extra move or whatever the fuck it is. Not only do you strike first, but you also get like the first move to end the game, the first advantage to try and end the game, shall we say? So at home, Edmonton's a lot faster, and they should be a lot, more aggressive towards scoring goals, and I think they can. But at the end of the day, I think they got one win in them, game 3 or game 4, and that's it. And that's being really nice to Canada. That's being really nice to Edmonton and Connor McDavid. That's being really generous to them because as it looks right now, this should be an easy sweep. I'm only giving them that advantage of being first white, that they're going to lose, 4 games out of 5. They'll get that one game, but that's only because they started white first out the gate, and that's it. That's it. I just wish they could net one here. That'd be so fantastic. Net one, and then the Panthers would have to answer, and hopefully the Panthers would answer, and we get 3 more goals here. Would put me at 5 goals, right? No. What would that put me at? Wait, 3 more goals. It's impossible. That's not 5. Or not 6. What the fuck is the score at? 2-1. Okay. I can't have 2 goals on Panthers, 1 on Oilers, and it end 4-2. That would be over, but I wouldn't have the Oilers covering. I need Oilers 3, Panthers 4. Shit. Fuck my asshole. Man, I backed myself into that corner. But yeah, that's what I need. I need a 3-3 tie, goes to overtime, and Florida gets the overtime winner, which I mentioned earlier is the best situation because you want to embarrass them, but you don't want to humiliate them. You want to make them feel bad. You want to deflate them, but you don't want to embarrass them. You don't want to piss them off and make them go for more knees next game. When they're in their fastest element next game, when they're at home and they're going, moving out white first, you definitely don't want to piss them off and give them any invigoration that could win them 1 game. And then once they get 1 game, then they turn that into 2 games, and now you're lost in a series. Even if you are the cool fucking Florida Panthers, it could still happen. Don't be so cocky, right? Wow. I didn't know Chris Knobloch was in his first year of coaching, but it's definitely showing in these finals. They're going to call a penalty on that? Nah, come on, Barkov. Sasha, you seller. You fucking seller, dude. You fucking seller, dude. Fuck. That's the last thing I need. That's the last thing I need. That's not quacktastic. Get up, Sasha. You're a fucking seller, dude. Get the fuck out of here. You've been hit harder at your kid's soccer practice. Fuck you. Oh my god. I'm getting a beer. This is bullshit. That was dumb. Seller. Fucking diver. Pretty much a classic case of sorry. That was my penis talking. Classic case of being bad sports like Edmonton was last game and every game for ever. Coming off your fucking feet, dude. Who is that? Dreisaitl? I don't believe it. Wow, dude, Dreisaitl of all people coming off your fucking skates, dude. What a class act. Hopefully you'll be on Florida next year. I think Dreisaitl. I'm writing, trying to show his resume. Yeah, about a foot off the ground. A foot off the ground, which is like you can get stuck in some sticky situations with getting your, jumping a little bit and it's a little more than you expected. You'll take the penalty, right? But that was like a full foot off the ground. Like no one got caught. It was, you were trying to murder that guy, and you're Leon Draisaitl. What business do you have even putting moves like that on? No discipline whatsoever. Meanwhile, Florida has the most discipline I've ever seen them have, or damn, any team like them have, honestly. They've been fantastic. It's all Paul Maurice. I already know that. Paul Maurice. That's all Paul. And then guys who are willing to be disciplined because they want something, because they've been there and they lost it. And that's a big deal, you know? These Edmonton kids are really fucking flashy and they're really like cool and whatever, but until you've been there and lost it, you don't know, like Florida, what making very costly mistakes cost you. They must have spent all off season thinking about how these costly things mess them up, and then literally, luck of the draw, got Oilers as their opponent and just said, "Hey guys, the same thing that we went through, I guarantee you these kids are going to do it." And then just watched it fucking happen. And Paul's got the confidence of his locker room because he's been around for 29 years, and that's fair. And this new guy is just like trying to keep the confidence. Didn't know he's going to be here. Fucking shitting his britches. Just happy to be here. Recipe for disaster. There's another goal. All right, so how can I do this? I can get Edmonton to score another one. No, it wouldn't work. Fuck. Edmonton scores one, and we got 3-3 or 2-3, 3-2-3, and that's 5. And then I need another goal, and it has to be Oilers. Why did I do this to myself? Why? I tried to be too smart. I tried to be too fucking smart, and I picked the wrong quadrant. I picked Florida over, Oilers cover over. Obviously, if the Oilers cover, it's going to be a high-scoring game. Obviously, if my buddy tells me I'm an idiot, I'm right. And, but, okay, we can still do this. It is a huge 2-goal lead. 3-1 lead. Yeah, huge. It's gigantic. It's too much. It's ridiculous. 7 minutes to go. They can score again and it's 5, but if the Panthers score to close it out or get an open net, I either lose on the spread or I lose on the over-under. I locked myself up so hard. If I was sitting pretty with under 5.5, holy shit, Bobo's mask came off. What did you just do, asshole? I think he could have made a shot, but instead he took it at Bobo's chin. Damn it. Another one of those goals that should have happened. Who was that? Bobo shook that off. What a pussy. Whatever. All right, 650, Florida, Edmonton, 3-1. Edmonton needs to get 10 shots on goal before this game's over. They need to finish with 24, else it's a pathetic showing. Even if they only get 8, that's still, you have to get at least 8. 10 is damn near bare bones necessity also, but if you get 8, I can work with that. 22. God bless. Did you finish with 22 the other game too? That's kind of weird. But anyway, 6 minutes and 50 seconds to get. Outlook does not look good. That was interesting. Bobo had to cover up pretty bad. Oh, Evander Kane's trying to fight Brandon Montour. I'll watch that. I'll pay $1 for that. I would love to see Brandon Montour knock fucking Kane out. Oh man, Kane is so dirty, dude. Kane just. Oh, there's penalties coming. Oh, this is fantastic. Can't be disciplined. Edmonton 91. Oh, it's offsetting. Thank God. Maybe he wanted 4-on-4. I don't know. Take advantage, coach. Rook coach, dude. You got 4-on-4 and wider ice for faster players. They can only cover so much while your guys are going fast as shit. You need to be running McDavid in fucking half circles, making them expect that he's doing full circles, and just dishing it out right in front of the net. Get your best, biggest guys to just be right there to eliminate other fucking possibilities and just sneak it in, man. 3-2. There's only 6 minutes and 45 seconds left. You have to get 3-2 in the next minute. 35 seconds, I'd say. And you want to face off, and now you're panicking. Take your time, okay? What the fuck was that? What the fuck kind of plan was that? That was the, yeah, we practiced this. Let's get one pot shot from a fucking bad defender or a bad wheelman, and then have no ability to fucking get it back or to have a rebound. That's the plan. And then this entry, which is just completely garbage. Man, it used to be back in the day that teams would love 4-on-4 that could spread the ice, and now apparently you're telling me that Edmonton couldn't give a fuck less. Oh shit, we got a breakout. He missed. He didn't get the fucking nets off. God bless. Best opportunity in fucking. You should be getting a fucking. Oh my god, I think Connor just punched that dude in the face. Who is that? Kachuk. Connor just fucking punched Kachuk in the face. That's the fucking funniest thing that's happened. That makes this whole fucking Stanley Cup Finals worth it to see. And Connor was being held back by Kachuk, by the officiating guy, and Connor over the officiator fucking threw a fucking. I think it was a left. Hey, Tony Onions. What's up? Oh, Vomit's in here too? God damn it. What kind of schizophrenic bullshit is written on that? But it's called Finances and Money, and what GME is doing right now, and it's reverse engineering what happened in May versus what's happening now versus what's going to happen, and giving you a bottom floor and a ceiling to GME stock so that you can make $1 million. But what do I fucking know? And sports. Well, I'm watching the sports. What are we looking at? Ashwagandha? What the fuck is that? I have no idea what he's talking about. You've been here for 5 minutes. Why'd you just let me fucking talk? Why couldn't you say something? Ugh, this one. I've been on here for like 2.5 hours just watching this game and trying to, yeah, literally 2.5 hours. Watching this game. I had my dog on. Snoo. Oh, I can't whistle. Come here, baby. Ayahuasca. Oh, okay, yeah. No. I just got regular weed. You know, like regular people. Hi, Snoobush. Hi, Bebo. Hey, Stinky. It's Snoo. Hey, baby. She's officially oh yeah, I want ayahuasca. You know what I want to do actually? Cuz like ayahuasca you have to go like down to Montezuma or you have to go down to like some fucked up part of Mexico and like pay whatever shaman blah 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 and it's like a weird experience. It's like to me it's like having a drug orgy, which I'm like not always comfortable with. I like kind of doing my drugs by myself, you know what I'm saying? I don't need a shaman cuz I'm by myself. I am a shaman, you know what I'm saying? So what I want to do though is that DMT. I want to get down on that. That DMT, you know what I'm saying? So like you fucking smoke it and it's like the size of a little hit of weed and then you're tripping for like 15 minutes, but you come right back fucking completely sober on life and like apparently it's life changing. So like yeah. I know, isn't she just amazing? Mwah. She's the best. But she's a monster. She's a fucking monster. She won't walk. She hates her harness. She fucking she's a monster. But she's I know. Her ears won't go down. We're pretty sure that her ears aren't going down like a normal mini schnauz. Look at those eyeballs. Oh my god. Get away from me. You're just too cute. Come on. Come on, baby. Come on. She chews so much. So like when they chew a lot or when they get like aggressively with the chewing, like it doesn't allow the cartilage to form. So like she could possibly be, and I don't know how I feel about it. Cause it's like the whole point of them being cute is to have that little downturn one little, you know, like it's cute to be like this, but like those little downturns are like, and then it squares the face and then they have the big beard and that's what their thing is, you know? Edmonton, if you don't fucking score, I'm gonna fucking scream. Probably each motherfucker. Anyways, so how's everybody doing? It's been a long time. I gotta switch over to my Twitch chat because that's the only one going on. Tony, I've been trying to watch you whenever I can, but it's like literally every time that you pop up on my phone, I'm like busy or something. Like you're always doing this stuff when you're busy or when I'm busy. Because, dude, fucking, Reddit and YouTube partnership. Like, I can't be invested in Reddit knowing that Reddit and YouTube are going to become massive partners and probably YouTube is going to be the vehicle that brings back RPAN. I can't conscientiously fucking still, you know, like I'm broadcasting to both now. And I'm still feel sketchy about that, but like I can't conscientiously fucking give to Twitch when I'm trying to promote YouTube by way of Reddit and vice versa. So like, and YouTube has grown as far as like I remember when I made videos there. If we want to talk about OG shit, I was making videos on YouTube, and you can search it by my same Reddit username, and I haven't even watched those videos in like 20 years, but you can search my same Reddit name for fucking reference of people that I don't want searching because it's supposed to be anonymous, but you can search my Reddit name under YouTube and you will find like videos from like 2010 where I was just doing fuck around like life in real life kind of thing, anticipating the next thing. And like YouTube got so early to the game that they kind of got labeled like that. But now if you really look at YouTube, like how they've grown, it's 4-on-3 for Edmonton. What the fuck are you? What's who's it? Okay, but like YouTube now has you can post like memes and you don't have to put like hashtags or anything. You don't even have to put like any nomenclature to it. You don't have to put any words. You just like literally steal it. What I do is I steal it from Reddit and then I put it on YouTube and I go post and it's like posting to YouTube or posting to Reddit, except Reddit posting is like terrifying and YouTube is like I don't care. And then you can do shorts, which I also steal from Reddit, and then I put them on there. Like Twitch just doesn't have those accessory features also added on to their live. I noticed that Stream Together just fucking came on Twitch, as a matter of fact, and I'm like, yeah, that's cool, but like YouTube's been having that, and YouTube doesn't require you to have the Stream Live person to have like a bunch of followers. Like Twitch will require you or TikTok required you each to have 1,000 followers, and I'm like, well, what the fuck, man? I might have the tenacity to get 1,000 followers, but if I'm trying to convince somebody else to come on with me, like your feature suggests, I have to convince them to have my tenacity. It just doesn't happen like that. We're not Opie and Anthony, brah. I cannot fucking believe I'm gonna lose so much money on this fucking stupid game because these guys suck. So, anyways, yeah, and what's interesting is that I took a lot of time to learn a lot of things, and then I was migrating, and then it was super easy. I know I do. Thank you. I was migrating to YouTube, and now I'm like building out the bullshit portion of until I can get partner. Like you're not gonna get people to watch you on YouTube Live, so why go live when you can just steal shit from Reddit and put it on YouTube and call it Reddit, hashtag it Reddit, and then you get all your views to get partnership. And then as I start to go live, Roaring Kitty made me a lot more confident in going live. So I'm ready to come back, but I don't know. What do you guys want from me? I always see Nelson's been coming back on a lot more. Sriracha as fuck. Bless that woman. What are you guys up to? What is it? Oh, is it 10 o'clock over there? More kittens and boobies? I do search new. Like I do get like I get what I pay for. Searching by new isn't easy. I almost feel like it's a service that I'm doing. Are you at the train station waiting for my bus drinking a beer? Nice. Yeah, I could see that. Is it what did I see in Chicago the other day? It was someone was like, it was 95 today, and then it was like 46 at night. I'm like, what? What's happening right now? My wife's there right now, by the way. If I was so close to writing in my wife left me again, which we all know. Tony doesn't know, but my first stream ever was my wife left me. And she just goes to Chicago, go on trips, but it got a lot of attention because people were like, did your wife really leave you? And I'm like, yes, she just went on vacation. She'll be right back. Ha 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 ha. I'm so fucking clever. I'm so fucking clever. Come here, stinky doo-doo. She does this thing where if you pick her up, she puts out her legs like she like flies like Superman. She's not doing it. Hey. Oh, you don't do that no more? Oh, fuck me. Fuck me. Trying to get to know my kids. Yeah, she's not gonna leave her fur babies. Not even for me. 55 tonight, and I'm chilly. Literally got sunburned yesterday. Yeah, that's what I'm hearing. You guys are going through that like 95 in the morning, 55 at night. Like, goddamn, what is this? Las Vegas, somewhere in the deep valley desert, something garbage. That's fucking funny though. Hey, that's enough. You don't have to lick me so much. I appreciate it though. Oh boy, I'm about to lose this game. You know, I'm peacing out after. Stop it. Stop licking me, please. I appreciate it. I'm peacing out after this game. I have to allow. Hold on. Hey, stop. Redneck, and it looks so trashy. If the shoe fits, bro. Eechy goochie booch. You guys, I know. They're ready to go down. I need 2 more minutes. I actually don't need 2 minutes. This game's fucking completely over, and I've lost my bet no matter what. Unless Edmonton scores 2 more fucking times, it's not possible. I needed 1 more goal, but I did not need fucking Floribama to fucking score it. Right? Fuck me, exactly. Floribama. Honestly, God, I watched Dateline a bunch. Floribama Murders is better than Dateline. You should check it out. It's like literally Dateline, but like so fucking heavily like exacerbated that they have so many cases on the Florida Bama line that are like Datelines that they made their own series about it, and it's all awesome. Those are some really, really evil hillbillies on that Florida Bama line. So, anyways, so you guys, I'm gonna go in like in a minute because I got. You can see these dogs are they're getting restless. I already know. They got the poop coming out of their butts already. So we should talk about GME, methed out gators, or method acting gators. I could go either way. Method acting gators. What are you doing? What the fuck is happening in this game right now? It's absolutely turning into a fucking circus. All right. So with the GME thing, guys, if you guys aren't doing something with it, or you don't know somebody that's doing something with it, or you're not like figuring out what's going on with it, it's still very early to get into this play. It's still very early to figure it out. So I know, right? I've been spending some time on the patio, smoking a little smoke. You know what I'm trying? But like I need to at these days in Florida right now. My buddy's coming in tonight. He's gonna be here in 45 minutes. As a matter of fact, not here, but at the airport. And I'm not picking him up because I've been. So, but like every day I spend like maybe 5 minutes outside fucking smoking while it's 900 degrees out, and I just naturally look tanner. I know, like Vegas was the funniest time because I had two things going on. One, a vitamin D deficiency that I was taking a medicated supplement for. And I was like the palest person on earth. And everyone's like, why? How do you live in Vegas? I went to Chicago. I was paler than them. They're like, how do you live in Vegas? I'm like, I kind of just don't leave the house. So around here, I at least get that 5 minutes on the patio every day. And that's all you need. That's all you fucking need. If in Chicago you need 45 minutes on one side and 45 on the other, over here you need about 5% of that, which is like 5 minutes on the patio when I'm doing my morning toke. And then I'm good. As long as I do that like 3 days in a row, I'll look tan for a week and just get, figure it out. I appreciate you saying that. I appreciate you watching the board. The basis of what happened versus what they need to raise on GME is they raised $900 million. They're going to raise another $1.6 billion, and that's $800 million on top, but they're going to do it again. So the price point on GME for this week is $51.50, and the basement is 24, which is what it hit today. The basement minus the 12.5%. It was what it really basemented at today, which was like 23.5, something like that. But that was 12.5 off of 24, which is always what you factor in. But where we're sitting at right now, if that was the true basis and that worked, and if we watch After Hours, that is exactly what happened. Like I saw it and I was very happy to see whatever happened. Because of the fact that if that was true and I'm right, and I'm like 75% right, which makes me like 100% right, that 51.50 is the price point, the next echelon. There's going to be several more past this, and you might be on the second one that you're just getting there and you're upset that you missed the first one, but there's like 7, so you would be getting into the second one, and it's beautiful. It's fucking beautiful what he's doing. I learned the system, guys. I took that time off to literally read the books, the Series 7. All of my shit right here is the Series 7 flashcards that I have here. I have the books somewhere around here. I got the flashcards for the SIE here. I did all this. And I broke my back and invested a bunch of money into Reddit so that I had the balls and the stake in the game to like really learn it. So I did. And I'm telling you right now, this dude is doing the fucking right thing, and he's fantastic, and I love him so much. And if you just listen, we can make a lot of money, or you can just have a lot of fun with it. Irregardless, Florida just won 5 goals scored, so I lost my bet of over 5.5. But Florida did win, and Edmonton obviously didn't cover the score, the spread. So, as I anticipated, Florida would be dominant. They would win, and they did. But I like to hedge that bet of how confident I am against a reality bet that they could actually have Edmonton come in and score a couple goals to go back and forth. And as it did do that for 2.5 periods, once it got out of hand, it literally tilted in Florida's advantage, and Florida finished 4-1. And that's how it happens. It could have tilted in the other direction when it was 1-1, or when it was 1-0, or when it was 2-1. It could have easily tilted in the direction of Edmonton, but Edmonton just doesn't have the fucking guts. They don't have the big guys. They don't have the space. They don't have the timing. They don't have nothing. They have nothing left. I'm pretty sure Edmonton wins this next game, game 3, or one game at home, and then Florida just takes them out. If not, Florida wins entirely, wins the next 2 games. But I will give it time to see what happens in the next game. I just lost $500, and that's all I'm willing to risk. I'm moving out of the position, and I'm not getting back in, and now I'm just going to sit back and enjoy the next 4 games of this playoff, which if Edmonton has anything left in their soul to bring out in a game 3, when they have the white piece coming out in chess advantage of coming out first and having the most advantageous last move, if that all aligns for them, the luckiest they could possibly get is 6 game series, 4-2. You know what I'm saying? Like, for those people who are like, wow, dude, all you got to do is win 1 and then it's shit. I'm like, I'm telling you right now, win 1 is like such an outlier. Win 1 is such a fucking outlier. To say that you could win 1 and win 2 is like the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. So go put bets on that and you'll be fucking wrong. Irregardless. Florida is absolutely number 1 foam finger fucking trailer park murders for sure. Oh, I'm getting so drunk with him. He's landing in like 30 minutes. I already told him I can't pick him up. He's coming, dude. He's coming with his family though, so it's like he's gonna go to the place. I don't even know if I'll see him tonight, but he's flying into Clearwater right now. He should be landing right now, as a matter of fact. Then he's gonna get like bags and shit. He's like, "Do you want to pick me up at the airport?" I was like, "Sure." What time? He was like 11 o'clock at night. I was like, on the Stanley Cup final game. Yeah, I'll be there. On a fucking Huffy bike, and you can get on the fucking pegs with your kid and your fucking wife. I don't know. He's got to hit me up. I guarantee, with the amount of travel that he did, and I guarantee the kid and the girl, it's a family thing. Like, he's not coming here by himself. We're going to have some nights to ourselves, but like with that on a travel day, I'm assuming he's just going to go to sleep. You know where we're going tomorrow? You know where we're going tomorrow, bro? Bro! You know where we're going tomorrow, bro? The airport, no, the one he's flying into isn't that far. And it's really not. And he's staying really close to me, staying within like a walking distance of me at an Airbnb. But you know where we're going tomorrow, bro? We're going to fucking Tampa Bay Rays versus the Chicago Cubs. And I'm wearing my motherfucking White Sox jersey. Yo! You know why? Because fuck them both. It's so beautiful, too. Those 2 teams are so light blue and dark blue, and I'm going to stick out like a fucking sore thumb. I'm so excited. Thankfully, there's only 70 people that ever go to any of those games, so I don't really have to worry about getting beat up or nothing. I'm not starting any fights, bro. I'm already in so much deep shit with both Hillsborough and Pinellas, dude. Oh my god. I've never been so fucking shitted on by 2 counties of police in my life. Like, I got no protection. So yeah, I'm not starting any fights. I'm just gonna laugh everything off. And I wore my socks to Dodger Stadium one time, and I stayed in the fucking, what is it? The outfield bleachers. That's bleachers. I sat there. I was at a Dodge. I was living in LA, and the Sox came to town on one of those like interleague things. Only happens like once every 4 years, so of course I went, and I wore my socks, and I was getting like stuff thrown at me the whole time, and I was like, I took care of myself. Those outfield bleachers in Dodger Stadium literally have armed LA police, Los Angeles police. That it's not like a 90-year-old security guy that's just doing it because he doesn't want to be a Walmart greeter. It's like legit armed paid LA police. So that's how violent those stands are. And I did all right. I got some stuff thrown at me, but I was pretty funny. We probably lost too, so that always helps. But this one, yeah, fuck them. I can't wait. I can't wait. I'll get a lot of boo. And I'm like, boo you and both of your fucking teams. What are you even doing here? But it's going to be an onslaught of Cubs fans versus Rays fans. It's going to be embarrassing. I can't wait to take videos tomorrow and post them because it's going to be like 75% Cubs fans. And then like not versus 15%, but like versus the 15% that only shows up as Rays fans in general. Like they can't get, yes, 100% Los Angeles police walk up and down the aisles of the bleachers, just the bleachers, because that's the most violent part. Yeah. Oh yeah. I got to get back to Snap. I've been doing my shorts and I've been putting them on YouTube instead, and I'm like, again, why don't I just do both? But yes, I need to be more attentive to Snap. I apologize. What are you up to? Why don't you? Besides, I know you're at a fucking train station drinking beer. How original. How's work? How's your life? How's the love life? Ooh. How many love interests do you have currently? Did you quit Circle K and now you're working at Dollar General, or did you quit there and now you're a business investor? Are you a realtor? Are you married? You could be married for all I fucking know. We haven't talked in like 3 months. You could be married for all I know. Where did Tony Onions go? What an a-hole. She's gonna come in and fucking leave. Oh shit, I have to take my dogs out. I have to end this. But loving you and letting you know. No, you didn't. Wait, hold on. How long? Oh, wait. Okay, this couldn't have been more than like fucking 5 weeks. Wow, you work so fast. When I say 3 months, I really mean like 3 weeks. And the last time we talked about you being through some bullshit was like 6 months ago. So there's no way this new guy's more than fucking 3 months. It's not possible. It was 3 months. I know it was. I can do the fucking math. I'm not fucking stupid. The longest I'll say was 3 months. The shortest I'd say was like, I'd give it 3 weeks before someone figures out who you are. What do you mean? How did it flip-flop so bad? Ugh. Same. That's why I married someone who can't leave. I tricked her, and then she can't leave. What could have possibly happened? What could have possibly happened that 3 weeks went from the greatest time, or not the greatest, but like an acceptable time with another human being to I don't ever want to see that person again. That's what blows my mind. It normally takes, like me, like 7 years before I'm like, hey, what the fuck? 3 if you're a real piece of shit. I was married twice before my current wife for 3 years each, and now I'm with my current wife for 7 years. So 2 3s, and I'm like, that's about what it took for me to be like, ugh. But you do it in 3 weeks. I'm fucking amazed. I'm just like. Yeah. Oh. Well, you got into a relationship with a dumb fuck, so. My buddy just kind of went through the same thing. It's weird. he still talks to her. I don't want to get into that, but he just did the same thing. Like, he was telling me over and over again. He was with this girl for like 2 months. He's telling me, see, it's always the inverse, right? The ones that you don't picture as the Marion type, man. Like, I don't. I'm always trying to lock down a good asset and let it appreciate, and I know when to fucking let go of a bad hand. And that's all it was. Like, I took some chances and I learned from every single experience. Every time that you do that, you do come away with a little bit of like, okay, that's never going to happen again. And then you just kind of tweak it, and get to the right one. It's very rarely you ever get the right one on the first, it's just not something that happens. But anyways, yeah, dude, I'm not a big type to like play the market. Like I've played the market plenty, and with this mug, maybe you don't believe it, but like when I was 17, oh man, the market was pretty easy for me. So I don't want to do anything about that. That sounds dumb. I'd rather have somebody that really, really fucking likes me and really appreciates me and can be my best friend, like truly, forever, not just like temporary where I just like am enamored with them or they're enamored with me. Like, I'd just rather have a better business deal of like a 50-50 investment and then try and have it grow because I'm good at doing that, and then we'll see where it goes. If there's anything more true about my relationship that's less true about other relationships, is that we both got into it saying that we were not going to have kids, and that money was the object and success was the object, and we're doing this for what we're doing. And it's beneficial that we both are very heavily romantically connected to each other, that we enjoy each other's time, and even through the worst, like, we can handle it. That was all the beneficial. But if you get into a relationship thinking about only the romantic connection and nothing else matters, that's when you're getting in trouble, because the romantic will subside and you need to regrow that. But if you've already sunken yourself into a sunken asset of a fucking only romance will eventually die and be replaced with dependence, which, if you picked the wrong person, were too much romance and you didn't realize that when you have to make a switch, that anyways, I won't get into that. That's called life. But at the end of the day, it's, if you don't understand that it's so much more lucrative to have one stock invested in one good stock than it is to try and play a bunch more at other ones and risk losing as much, then you just don't get it. I'm sitting here, and my relationship with my wife almost dematerialized within the last week. We had a very stressful week, and a lot of bad things happened. But at the end of the day, I never fucking went to a place where I thought of how my life could be better without her. So if I can't go to that place, it's really hard for me to not only not go to that place, but then what real people do is they dwell on that place, and then they dwell on what absolutely could be, and then like everything they see could be better, and then what am I doing? It could be better. And it's like, I don't know. I don't play that game. All right, I gotta take my dogs out. It was nice talking to you. Obviously, I love you to death. I fucking absolutely adore you. I talk about you all the fucking time, in high regard. I talk to your face in fucking the lowest regard ever, because you're a fucking piece of shit that I will fucking drag on the bottom of my shoe like a fucking dog turd. But to other people, I actually do speak very highly of you. um, I'm sorry that you went through that relationship thing. I'm always typically excited to be a part of your destructive behavior. I'm typically big fan of watching you go through some turmoil like that you set up and fucking watched happen. But I'm also all in search of your best interest and my best interest, and I missed you a bunch, and I missed the whole crew, and I can't wait to get back at it. I think it's going to be really great this time. bomb. I really promise you. I really think it's gonna get really fucking awesome this time. And even if it's a slow burn to the top, I think the top is fucking what we were looking for. You know, I would never want to be Roaring Kitty. Golly, I would never want to be that dude. But I can do what he does. But I have the personality and I have the tenacity on the streams and like all the background whatever. I really think I could be like 2.0 that guy, but only take like 15% of his success because I don't want people looking at me like people look at him. But like I really truly believe it. And now I've streamed 2 times in 3 days, and that's 200% more times than I've streamed in the last 6 months because that dude stepped up and he was fucking not a coward, and he made me realize like if I want it, I got to stop being a coward, and I got to put work in. So. If nothing else, like if GME doesn't pop off and give me $1 million, by the way, my entire betting strategy wants to net $15,000 from what that guy does to make $1.6 billion. I just want to make 15,000 so I have more money to trade because this strategy is fucking dynamite. But at the end of the day, I don't care about betting or risking anything on the guy. I can see a person through what they do, and he's a good dude. He's a really good dude. He's a good dude. Anyways, go look into it and ask questions. That's who the fucking guy is. I didn't know who he was a week ago. But the guy made me $750, or he made me $1,000 something in 2 days. And then just because I did what he's telling you to do, just because I just looked at it and I had no idea, but I was like, I can see what he's doing. And they were like, okay, well, here's what you do. And I was like, okay, I just do it on a micro strategy level of what he's doing. So like I made $700 off of $200. He made 700 million off of 200 million. It's like I just matched that and it worked once. It'll work tomorrow, and then we'll do it again for another week, and then it'll work again, and then it'll work again because it's infallible. It's fucking fallible. He is infallible. That's why he holds so much power, and the rest of the powers that be are fucking sweating it and purposely lying so that he looks wrong. He's not wrong. He's infallible. And now the only risky part, and the one that they're going to tell you about, is that he could rug pull whenever he wants. But you're forgetting the fact that he's not going to rug pull because he doesn't do that because he's not a scumbag. He's a really good dude. And he cares about the company. And if he executes this, he will own GME. He will be a majority stakeholder. And then essentially what the CEO could do, which I think would be a very wise decision, he could sell the company to him and he would buy it. And he would be their majority owner. And he'd be invested with cash capital, cover their losses forever, close like 100 stores to cover that $32 million loss, and the guy's fucking liquid gold. If you just work out what he's doing and you reverse engineer it and then just do it yourself, it's not that hard, guys. I am going to come on here and teach you guys this every single time I do from henceforth, and we're going to have fun with it. If you go and watch what he does, it's kind of like, it's fun, it's themey, and it's cute, but he doesn't really tell you anything. And at the same time, like, he doesn't have the personality or the charisma or the character or the actorness or the whatever that I have. And typically in the reverse, or the inverse, actually, it's not the reverse, it's the inverse. Always think of the inverse now. Typically the inverse is when he is not able to do those things. Like, I can do those things, and I have the charisma, and I have the education and all that. Typically you won't find that. You sacrifice charisma and talent and all what I have naturally born with for being smart and being a nerd, or you sacrifice to not be a nerd and be, you know what I mean? Like, each one has its inverse takeaway from, just like you play a game and you have to put in your character traits and you only have 70 to spend, and you got to put some in strength, knowledge, body, resistance, whatever. Like, he and I just work on 2 of those planes, and he doesn't have the charisma, but he's way smarter than me. He's way more strategic. But in strategy, I can copy him and have the charisma, and we could be fucking awesome. We could kill it. And you know what my next target would be? Would be Reddit. Reddit, to make Reddit happen like GME, would be completely inverse, because GME is not profitable and Reddit fucking is. GME was believed to be profitable until it wasn't profitable, and then their stock sank and then they couldn't afford it anymore. That's why he had to cash inject a lot of cash beef injection of cash. Reddit is the complete opposite, where it's undervalued, but it is actualized gains out like a year and 2 and 5 years, where people are betting against it, but people are not betting enough with it because they haven't seen it happen. But we are actualizing what Reddit could be. We could turn GME on its head and make Reddit the new GME, but also eliminate the risk that GME has because they've been such an unprofitable business. We can turn Reddit into that business that people believe in because they actually are profitable. And then your resistance against it, like GME's getting a ton of resistance because they're not a profitable company and they don't have any injecture to make it profitable. Reddit has a profit that's continually getting bigger, and every earnings call is getting bigger and gaining momentum and everything. It's like the inverse. And if you just get on it, and that's what I'm doing, and that's what I'm trying to promote, man, it's awesome. It's awesome. It's fun having fun, and it's fun having faith in things. It's not fun betting against things and watching them fail, and losing money or breaking even. It's not, like, that's the whole point of the stock market. We actually, public interest is that these things succeed, and industry, institutional, they don't bet on it to fail, but they make money off of you betting on it to make money. And that's not fair because they only want 12%, 12.5% of what you bet on it to be good for them to make good. And it takes you 85% to lose or 100% to lose to make them look good. And they just keep doing it over and over again. And you keep getting frustrated while you keep losing. And it's only because they've always maintained that if you're greedy enough, you're going to lose 85 while they make 15, and they're fine with that. And while you're trying to make 85 when you should just be looking at 15, they'll take advantage of that all day long. I would. If you want 15, go bet 85%. And then when it's up 12 and a half, divest. Close the account. Sell it. Your volume should be good. Get out. But what do? You stay until 25. Then it's too juicy and you stay till 50%. Then you stay to 85 and you should divest. But you don't because you want 100. Then they take their 15 and you're still at 85 and you go, why hasn't it gone up? Then they take another 15 and you go 70. Wait, what? But I'm still up. And then they take down to 55 and you go, what the fuck is happening? Now I'm bag holding because, and then they take another 15 and you go, this is not possible. And then they take another 15 just as quick. And all of a sudden you're out. And they go cash out that position and cash out my position to keep all 85 of that guy's asshole fucking decision to bag hold. If you ain't seeing it, you ain't got it. But you need somebody like me to help you out. And I don't work for fucking JP Morgan or Chase. And I'm not going to charge you anything to give you advice. You're my people. So let's go to the top together. Ape Strong together. I promise you. I would never F you over because you're my people. I came from this. I came from fucking looking at Northsiders on the south side of Chicago. From the south side of Chicago, my short porch was looking at their fucking long porch this whole fucking time for 30 fucking years, wondering why they're so much fucking better than me, why they get better jobs, why they have better parents, why they have a better fucking life. It has everything to do with money and them taking it away from me, and I'm fucking taking it back Goonie style. I'm fucking taking it back Goonie style. This is my time, our time. I'm taking it all back. I'm taking back all those motherfucking wishes for pennies that I wasted. I'm fucking what I thought could be when they were just taken out of my pocket. Now it's time for mine. Now it's time for his. Mimic it. Get it. Get it. I gotta go. You know I love you. Be well. Take care of each other. Give good advice. Don't scare people. Invigorate them. Have fun. Make money. Fuck bitches. It's only round 2 of 7. So if you're not in now, I'll show you what happens on round 2. I already made money on round 1. I show you what happened on round 2. I'll show you again on round 3. At that point, I'm going to tell you exactly how to do it for like fucking $100. It wouldn't even cost you that much. My first initial cost me $200. It's officially worth $1,000. It's down to $600. Yeah, but no worries. Just like he went down $400 million on a live stream. He went down $400 million on a live stream just because he went on live. And he was sitting there going, I don't give a shit. Same way that I don't care about losing down to $600 worth of actualized value. Once it goes back up, it's going to be so fucking huge. And it cost me $200 to get in. At the third thing, it's probably going to cost you $100, but we can do the same thing. It's so easy. It's a formula. It's not betting anymore. He's already got the bet covered. Don't worry about it. Irregardless, I'll get back to you guys. Thank you so much.